Welcome to the Sheffield Arena. What an evening we have for you this evening. Live Challenge Cup semi-final action. Sheffield Steelers against the Cardiff Devils in the Premier Sports Elite League Challenge Cup. One of the biggest games of the season, and we have it all for you live here on Premier Sports. As always, joined by Paul Adey, former Sheffield player, won loads of trophies in one season, of course, here in the Sheffield Arena, Paul. And you know what? A few weeks ago, the Elite League announced that they were going to do a one-off semi-final. Traditionally, it's been two legs, but I think that's just made it more exciting because it's do or die time tonight for both these sides, isn't it?
Well, like you said, it's a game 7, isn't it? And you only have 60 minutes, maybe overtime. We'll see how it goes. It probably will be a close one again. But for both these teams, they know, the mistakes are going to be the difference in this one. The team that makes the least amount of mistakes will walk away with the win and head to the finals. So there's a lot on the line here. There's a lot of pressure. But both these two teams, you just have that feeling they're ready for this game 7.
You mentioned overtime. I'll throw it out there straight away. 5 minutes normally in the regular season. It's 10 minutes overtime here tonight, and if we don't get a winner, it's the dreaded penalty shootout. Now, Paul, the last time there was a trophy won, it was Sheffield winning in Cardiff in the Challenge Cup final in the pandemic season. Now, a lot of the personnel have changed. Cardiff have got a different coach, but some of those members of the Cardiff team, will maybe the hurt of that game drive them on here tonight?
I don't really think they'll be thinking about that. I think, the players, their focus is on the first shift of this game, to be ready when the puck drops, and for the coaches, it's all been about preparation. So they're not really thinking about the past. They're focused on the moment right now and the game that's ahead of them. So they're not going to be thinking about anything other than that, Chris. I can tell you that.
Now, we're missing a regular member of the team again, Aaron Murphy. Think he's at a cake sale or something like that today. No, we'll have Murph back at the weekend, coming back from the Olympics, where I'm sure he worked really hard indeed. But it does mean we've got another commentator on duty this evening, our old friend Seth Bennett, and he is ringside with Caitlin Berry.
Thanks, guys. Well, with Aaron Murphy still away, joining Paul Adey in the commentary booth for this game is Seth Bennett. Seth, welcome to the team. It's great to have you involved. And while it's not quite Olympic hockey, but are you looking forward to the game?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it doesn't get much better than this, does it? You've got two great clubs, two great histories, and you know that a place in the Challenge Cup final is what's on the line. One game knockout format. This is where the Elite League is brilliant, and it does it so very, very well. So yeah, can't wait.
All the games between Cardiff and Sheffield this year so far have been battles. I mean, the league game on Sunday went to a shootout. With the added pressure of it being the Challenge Cup semi-final, what do you think we can expect from this game?
I think it's going to be more of the same, isn't it? You've got two teams that are pretty well matched. Sheffield have got an awful lot of speed, and that's what Cardiff are going to have to conquer early doors in this game. How are they going to handle the way that they get through the neutral zone so quick? And then I think if they play a good road game, Cardiff can kind of make sure they slow things down a little bit and play from there. So I think you're going to see that early on. The key thing, though, is it's got to be tight. Tight through 2 periods, then start flipping that coin, and we'll see who goes through to the final.
Well, it has all the makings of a very exciting game. Seth, I'll let you head up to the commentary box, and I will be bringing you all of the news from ringside. Back to you guys.
It certainly has the makings of an exciting game, and Sheffield, they've done great with their crowds this season. I think their average is 6,500. If we look over our shoulder, it's already really building up. You have that big game feel. Now, we're going to have a look at the bracket here, the other side of the draw, Paul, because already there's a game underway, a 7 o'clock face-off, Belfast against the Nottingham Panthers, so the winner of that one will meet Cardiff or Sheffield. Do Nottingham have a chance? They've been a distant 4th in the table this season, but do they have a chance in Belfast tonight?
Well, like I said, in a one-off game, anybody has a chance. And of course, the Giants are really good at home. This year, they've been dominant. But the Panthers have been playing better. Carr's been playing really well for the Panthers. So a lot of positive for the Panthers going into that game. And the Giants certainly are probably going to want to have a better start. I think they feel they can get off to a good start. They'll take the pressure off themselves, and then make it a possibility to walk away with the win. If you're the Panthers, you want to score early again like they did in the last game against the Giants to try to put the pressure on the Giants.
Nottingham have struggled against Belfast this season, and in fact, the last few games, Sheffield had got up early. Apart from the one at the weekend, as you say, Nottingham scored twice, and yes, they conceded with 0.4 to go and lost on penalty shots. But how much heart will Nottingham take from their performance on Sunday against Belfast?
Well, I think overall it's a confidence booster for them because they've struggled against the top teams in the league this year. So, you know, they had a great game against Belfast. They're going to feel, hey, we can go into Belfast, no pressure, play more defensive, wait for our chances and see what happens. On the other hand, you know, the Giants are pretty good, especially on that power play. They got some really that big line of theirs, but they also have a second and third line that can score. So, you know, the Giants are powerhouse. The Panthers have to find a way to take away that offense of the Giants.
And it is great, isn't it? You know, you've got four big teams here battling it out, and you really can't pick at the moment, you know, what combination might be in the final.
No, I always call them the Big Four, and you're right. I mean, we're fortunate to see maybe these matchups in the semi-final, and it'll be a great matchup. Whoever gets to the final will be another great matchup. It'll be another good rivalry because all these teams basically are a rivalry when they play one another.
Hopefully, we're going to do something really exciting now that we did in Cardiff a few weeks ago, and we're hopefully going to have a word with Jonathan Phillips. If we look over our shoulders, that they're just warming up at the moment, and hopefully Jonathan Phillips will be able to hear us at the moment. He's out on the ice at the moment, warming up. Jonathan, can you hear us at the moment? And I'm afraid we can't hear Jonathan at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate, so we can't go to that. But just thinking about the players, you know, will they feel the nerves a bit more tonight than they would in a regular league game?
I would think so. I mean, you know, it's a big game, obviously, one game away from a final, and the players will be pretty excited about it. Maybe a little bit nervous, but once the puck is dropped, the nerves tend to go away, and you just focus on your game. Like I was saying, that first shift and the next shift, and sticking to the coach's game plan, and that's another issue. Both these coaches, you know, both these two teams have excellent coaches, so they're going to be well organized for this game. They'll know what the game plan is before they even hit the ice tonight. But in terms of nerves, there's always a bit of nervousness, but I think that's good to feel the nerves. I mean, I always played better when I felt a bit nervous. But once the game started, the nerves just went away. But I think it's good to have a little bit of that nervous energy.
Thanks very much, Paul. More from Paul ahead of face-off, and we'll also hear from both head coaches. We'll be right back after this break. To the Sheffield Arena. We are 15 minutes away from face-off in one of the biggest games of the season, the Premier Sports Challenge Cup semi-final between the Sheffield Steelers and the Cardiff Devils. Well, let's now catch up with the Sheffield Steelers head coach, Aaron Fox. He's been speaking with Caitlin.
Aaron, exciting league game against Cardiff on Sunday. The result unfortunately didn't go your way, but is there anything you may be going to do differently heading into this game?
No, I mean, that was a good hockey game. Pretty entertaining, couple fights, up and down play. We watched the game back the last 2 days. I liked our game. I liked how we stuck to the game plan. I just thought we were unfortunate not to find the back of the net. As long as I think we're engaged and have that same energy tonight, it should be another good one.
So the format has been changed this year to a one-game semi-final for the Challenge Cup. Does that change how you approach this game?
Yeah, it's Game 7 mentality right now. You know, lose and kind of go home mindset. So, you know, it'll be a big one tonight. I know they'll come ready. They're a good hockey team, super skilled up front and get great goaltending. So we'll have to be ready to go and ready to play a good 60. Robert
Dowd is currently your top scorer in the Challenge Cup, and he's having a really good season this year. How much does he mean to this team?
Oh, he's a premium player in our league. I know you guys talk a lot about Brits and imports here, but he's one of our best players regardless of where he comes from. And we missed him last year down the stretch when he got injured, and at Christmas time there we lost him those 4 months, and just having him back for a full year has been huge for us.
Thanks, Aaron. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
The thoughts of Aaron Fox there, Paul, and I think we talked about it when we were in Nottingham, about the pressure on the coach that you had because the franchise demands trophies. It's no different here in Sheffield, is it?
No, it isn't. I mean, when you look at, like we mentioned, the Big Four teams, I mean, the expectations are to win trophies, and not every year you're going to win a trophy, but I always felt that if you won a trophy, you had a great season. And I think that should be the goal for most of the top clubs, that the expectations are so high. I think you should maybe put the expectations down a little bit and say, well, if we win a trophy, we've had a great year. If you don't, then obviously you've got to figure out why you didn't win one in that season and get ready for the next season. But I think to put so much pressure on the coaches is counterproductive. I think you have to be a little bit smarter with that. I think you have to give a coach a chance a little bit and not put so much pressure on his shoulders. Let him make the decisions he needs to do for the team and not play a part in that. Allow your coach to control his team.
Now, Sheffield got here with a two-legged quarter-final victory over the Fife Flyers. We're going to see the goals here now from the leg in Sheffield. Now, Sheffield scored 4 goals in 8 minutes, and they went into a 3-0 lead at one point. Fife got one back, but then Sheffield scored 2 more in 12 seconds, we're about to see. They can be like that, can't they? They can just be ruthless and turn a game in the blink of an eye.
Well, they do have the speed in their lineup, and they move the puck quickly. They don't, they take away the neutral zone by that one pass, quick pass, one pass and up, and they make it tough on you to get organized defensively, and that's because of the speed they have in their lineup. And you see the examples there, how quick they are once they get across the blue line. They certainly skate hard to the net. They make things happen. They go for rebounds, and they're not a lazy team offensively. They're moving out there in the ice, and you want to score goals, you got to be moving in the offensive zone.
So what about the lineups tonight? And we're going to find out now actually about the big decisions, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Netminders, both of them have got big decisions to make on the netminders. Caitlin Berry can tell us who's in the lineup.
Thanks, guys. While in goalie news for Sheffield, Rox Stojanovic is starting in net tonight with Barry Brust as backup. In terms of injuries, unfortunately, Marc-Olivier Vallerand remains out of the Sheffield lineup with injury. A loss for the Steelers, as he is a big part of the offense of that team. For Cardiff, Matt Carruth starts in net. Had a fantastic performance here on Sunday. 44 saves on 46 shots. We'll definitely be looking for a repeat of that tonight. And Cardiff Devils top scorer in the Challenge Cup, Brodie Reid, starts on the top line for them tonight. Has 11 points in 10 games in the Challenge Cup so far, and we'll definitely be looking to add some more this game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Caitlin. Paul, we're going to talk about both goalies in a moment, but we'll start your ones to watch with the Sheffield Steelers and Tanner Eberle. What in particular do you like about what Tanner Eberle has brought to the Sheffield Steelers this season?
Well, I think Eberle, he's always involved in the game. He's always making things happen. And if you look at the Challenge Cup, he's got 6 goals, and you can see that in 7 games this month. But, I mean, he does put the puck in the back, and he makes big plays, and he seems to come through in these moments, these big moments when his team really needs him. And especially with Vallerand being out of the lineup, like we just heard, I think it's even more important that he has another big game for them.
Now, he's gone with Rox Stojanovic instead of Barry Brust. It could have been an either-or. Why do you think he's gone with Stojanovic?
Well, I think Stojanovic has played more games this season, but they're both great goalies. You can't complain if you have 2 of those guys in your lineup. I mean, to play one or the other, they can do the job for you. But Stojanovic, at 6'6", he's pretty intimidating. Even when he's down on the ice, he's big. I mean, and maybe that could be, he covers a lot of the net. I mean, Brust is fairly big, but not quite as big. But I think Stojanovic this season has probably overall played more games, a little bit sharper maybe overall, and that's why Aaron Fox went with him. I mean, had Brust played, let's say, another 10 games, maybe Brust would have started, but I think because Stojanovic has played more games, he's gone with him.
Before we move on to Cardiff, I looked at the Sheffield roster. They've got 15 players in their 30s. How much does that experience count?
That's big. I mean, that's a really good point. I mean, to have that kind of, that over 30. I mean, I think the year when I played in Sheffield, the year we won the Grand Slam, a lot of players were 30 and over, and that experience really comes to the forefront in the big games. That you manage the puck much better. You're calmer on the puck in those moments when the pressure's on, and I think the experience will play a big part in this game also.
Brodie Reid then for the Cardiff Devils, let's touch on him. If you were to ask me and we roll the reversal, I'd say he's a complete player. Do you agree with that?
I certainly agree with that. I mean, Brodie Reid works hard defensively, as hard defensively as he does offensively, but he's a dangerous goal scorer. Leads the league in goals, leads his team in goals, but where he's really dangerous is on the power play, plays the left side on the power play for that one-time shot. What makes him he's not one-dimensional guy on the power play, he's a two-dimensional forward on the power play. And what he does is he's good at faking shots too and making plays. A lot of guys can't do that. He's able to do both.
Now, Scaldi had some decisions to make in goal. He's gone with Matt Carruth, but I've got some stats here. In the Challenge Cup alone, Taran Kozan has 1.82 goals against, 94.3 save percentage, and Carruth has 2.27 and 91.89%. it was an either-or, but maybe because Carruth has been his solid elite league netminder and has put them in a position to win trophies, do you think that's why he's gone with him?
No, I think you're absolutely right. It's interesting because both goalies who aren't playing this game have better numbers in the Challenge Cup. But I think because both the starting two goalies tonight, and you're talking about Carruth, because they've done so well in elite league play, early in the season when you're in the Challenge Cup, the games aren't always as hard, and I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I think it's early in the season and the guys are getting their timing and everything, but when you get to the Elite League, you're ready by then, and I think because these two goalies have played most of the games in the Elite League, that's why they're starting this one.
Now, Cardiff had a bit of work to do to get here to the semi-final. They were 4-2 down to Dundee from the first leg, but we were there in the second leg, and they were, 4-0 up after 11 minutes and 50 seconds, something like this. We can see it there. They just put the tie to bed, really, after 10, 12 minutes of the first period, didn't they, in that second leg?
They did, and they were ready to play. I think Dundee had a good little start, but then after about 5 minutes, Cardiff got into the game, and you can see, their speed coming through the neutral zone was really noticeable. They're quicker than what teams, pundits give them credit for, I think, at times. I mean, they can move the puck too, and they can score goals in bunches. Really good power play. I mean, I think also in the game, if I remember, they had a couple power play goals in that game, and I think, both these two teams, whichever way you look at it, they can score goals. I mean, Sheffield have better numbers goal-scoring wise, but Cardiff can put the puck in the back of the net too.
Well, you make that good point. The first game of the season we were here, it was a 5-4 win for Sheffield in overtime, so 4 goals for Cardiff. They then got 5 in a 5-0 shutout of the Steelers. And then at the weekend, and we look at this, a 3-2 win, and they scored late to tie it, and then won it on penalty shots. Does that have any bearing on the game this evening?
No, I think, teams are, they refocus. You have a game, you win or lose, you refocus for the next one. And I mean, for Cardiff, obviously they believe they can come in and win. They know they've done it before, so that's positive for them. But the Steelers are strong at home. Crowd gets behind them, they get buzzing, they get a lead on you, and the crowd really gets behind them. They get that momentum, they're very dangerous. But both these two teams are really good. Sheffield, without Valorant, lose quite a bit of their offense. This is the shootout here. I mean, Reed tucks that away nicely, but I think if we look some of these breakaways, you see Armstrong, some nice skill there going to his backhand. That's a nice move. And Cox there, that's a really nice finish from him. But Dowd's got a quick shot there, but that's a great save from Carruth. He reads that one, and Cardiff walk away with the points there. But like I was saying, Valorant coming out of the lineup, that Sheffield lose some offense with that, and I had kind of Sheffield maybe a little bit favored to win this one, but with Valorant out of the lineup, I think it's a toss-up now, and I really don't. I have no clue who's going to win this game, Chris.
I can barely hear you think. The noise is amazing inside this arena. Right, let's get up with the Cardiff Devils head coach, Jared Scoldy, with Caitlin.
Jared, it's the Challenge Cup semi-final, and you're coming off a hard-fought win against this very team on Sunday. Do you feel like the Devils are in a good position coming into this game?
Yeah, I feel we've been in a good position for a while. I think we've been playing some really good hockey of late, and that game was a great game the other night. And fortunately for us, we got that extra point. Again, going 0-0 going to the third period, and a couple power play goals by each side, and it was a hard-fought game, well-played game.
Sheffield are never an easy team to beat. Is there a similar game plan coming into this game as you had on Sunday?
Well, there's a few adjustments we wanted to make. We addressed them yesterday in practice, and we talked about them today. There's a few areas of the game I think we can improve on, and some areas we just need to clean up. So, I like the way we played. Like I said, there's always adjustments you can make.
Trevor Cox is currently leading the team in scoring. Coming into this year, did you expect that he was going to produce that much?
I have to say, yeah. I mean, that's what he was signed here for. The reports I got on him and the character that he is as a person and as a player, it's exactly where we want him to be and where we expect him to be.
Thanks, Jared. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
The clock is ticking now. We are getting ever closer to face-off. Look, I'm nervous and I'm neutral, so heaven knows what these players and fans of these great clubs are feeling. The game is live after this break with Seth Bennett and Paul Adey.
The Premier Sports Challenge Cup semi-final then. It is the Sheffield Steelers against the Cardiff Devils. Two great storied franchises have come up against each other so many times over the year. And this is really rocking, Paul, isn't it?
It is. I mean, the fans are up and they're excited, trying to get the Steelers going. Obviously, with the home support, I mean, that's going to be a big plus for the Steelers in this game. And you can see the fans are in this even before the puck is dropped.
Well, it is a loud building here in Sheffield. And it's the big build-up for a big game. And if you do look at these two sides, Paul, they're two sides that have competed, when you look at it, in 5 of the last 6 Challenge Cup finals. When it comes to the big moments, these two sides have been there. When it's come to those one-off knockout games, they've had that ability to elevate. Is that to do with the DNA of the clubs? Is it down to the players? Why is that?
Well, it's interesting because when you talk about the Challenge Cup, really, the Nottingham Panthers are probably the team that's won the most Challenge Cup, but not in recent years. There's been a bit of a pullback on that. They haven't been as successful, but you're right, the Steelers and the Devils have now started to make almost every final, but now we're going to see them in a semifinal, so we'll have a different finals matchup. But both these two teams, you know, you talk about the history, they're both two teams that have won numerous league championships. They're two teams that, you know, have been successful year after year in winning trophies. They're always there. They're always going to compete for trophies. And again, one of these two teams will compete for another trophy this season, Seth.
Well, the lights are down. Will Robert Dowd be one of the stars of the show? He's in the history books for the Sheffield Steelers as he's moved up there to 3rd in all-time goal scoring. And he's a player that you've watched come all the way through from his junior ranks to what he's done as a GB international on that international stage as well. He's had quite an incredible career, hasn't he?
He certainly has. And you know, it's always about improving every season, and you see that in Dowd. Every year he became a more and more important player for the Sheffield Steelers, and he's a natural goal scorer. Scores big goals too, not just for Sheffield. We've seen him with Great Britain score some big goals. So, you know, and also a good all-around player. He works hard, he's accountable defensively, and I think in a big game, he is the kind of player who can score you a big goal and send you to a final.
In terms of Cardiff, what are you looking for from them?
Well, Cardiff have a very good power play, and if you're the Sheffield Steelers, you want to stay out of the penalty box, because in the big games, what I've seen of this Cardiff Devils team, they seem to really connect and score the goals on their power play in the big games, and we've seen that, you know, in prior games in the Challenge Cup. So, I mean, if you're Sheffield, that's something you have to be aware of. But don't underestimate the Cardiff Devils offensively. I think everyone talks about how good Sheffield are offensively, but the Cardiff Devils also don't need a lot of shots to score a lot of goals. They have some guys who can really put the puck in the back of the net also.
Aaron Fox looks nice and calm on that bench for the Sheffield Steelers, and a lot of his experience will be very, very important as these games go down. And it's interesting for Jared Scully and also for Aaron Fox. These one-off games, these instant game 7s, if you like, is something they have to get used to.
Yeah, and you do. I mean, they come about fairly often if you're one of the top clubs. But it's all about preparation for a coach. You know, I always say preparation, preparation, preparation. Once the game starts, you know, the players are going to decide that game out on the ice. Of course, you want to have your tactics right, and that's the important part of it for the coach. But your preparation is also so important. And the coaches, once they get behind the bench, they just relax into their game and they focus in on what the matchups they might want or try to avoid. And but at the end of the day, the players are going to decide this one. A big one-off game like this, like you said, a big game 7. I mean, it comes down to the players in the end.
Well, the starting lineups have been announced in the arena here, and it's going to be intriguing to see this goaltending matchup.
Well, it certainly is, Seth, an important matchup as you know, we see the referees and the linesmen being listed there.
Tom Perring and Liam Sewell are the men with the armbands, and they're going to have a big job today. They're going to be mic'd up as well as the arena rises for the national anthem. The national anthem sung by a Grammy-winning songwriter, Elliot Kennedy. Story behind that, Paul. Over the years, when the Sheffield Steelers have had big games, he has a wonderful record. The Steelers very rarely lose. Let's have a look at the starting six then for the Sheffield Steelers.
Out and Mosey will start up. Mosey, we know more as a defenseman, but he's very capable of playing forward and contributing offensively up front. Davy Phillips and Schulze at the back. Stojanovic will start. I mean, there was a question, Stojanovic or Brust, but I'm not surprised. I thought Stojanovic would start this game, Seth.
The Rock, as he's known in these parts, big part of all of that. As for Cardiff, another decision in goal that may raise an eyebrow.
No, not for me. I think Carruth has been their big game goalie so far this year. Cozen's been very good in the Challenge Cup, but I still think I would have went with Carruth. You got Richardson and Register at the back. You know, two solid defensemen. That's a good partnership. Dixon, solid two-way player. Good sentiment to start. Reed, we know what he can do offensively. Crandall's a great playmaker, so that unit really worked well together.
Well, not long now. These are the exciting times when you're a hockey player. You look around the building and you know it's an important night. Tom Perring will get things underway here. And the question is, will it be Cardiff? Will it be Sheffield? These two have met in the finals, 2015, 2017 and 2020. But who will it be in the final in 2022? We're underway then. And it is Cardiff in the white. The Steelers in the black and orange with Robert Dow. Phillips will move it round. Early icing call in this game. And this building isn't full by any stretch of the imaginations, but it is a loud night in Sheffield, befitting of the occasion.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good crowd, Seth. It's not full, but this is a big arena, and to fill it midweek isn't a simple thing to do, but this is a big crowd. And you talked about how Sheffield like to take the neutral zone away, and straight away they go with the long pass, stretch pass to Mosey, but it goes for an icing.
Armstrong tries to barrel his way in. Good play by Dixon. Cardiff in possession in their own zone. Sheffield, two-man forecheck. Schulze will send this one forward. It's worked in by Armstrong. Sight on the line there. Wraparound Jansen into the side netting. Big danger in the early moments for Carruth. Cardiff, they know this is a road game and they have to come with that mentality, don't they? They know that the opening 5 minutes of this game could be pretty rough, but you hang on and you try and work things through. As now into the offensive zone. Early shooting opportunity. Devils looking to create. Swinging out, stick in there. And now the shot will come from up high. Stojanovic will hang on to that one.
Yeah, an easy save for Stojanovic from the shot from the point, but I like Everly's first shift. Got in on the forecheck, stole the puck, tries a wraparound on Carruth, and Carruth had to react quickly to that, so a good job from Everly in his first shift of the game for the Sheffield Steelers. Cardiff came back the other way, as you can see here. Shot from the point, but no traffic in front. An easy save for Stojanovic.
Saxrud Danielson will send it round. Quick start to this game, isn't it? Jones immediately put under pressure. Cardiff can recycle with Lewis. And how they control that neutral zone will be absolutely key. Batch trying to make the poke check. It comes to the side of the net. Shooting chance. Rebounds there. It's pushed off the moorings, the net. Cardiff just found themselves at 6s and 7s right in front. More danger.
Well, it's just good pressure from the Steelers, and you know, your puck management inside your blue line is so important. And right here you can see it's a 3-on-2, and Batch finds himself getting a bit too far up there, and there wasn't any forward back. Basically, Sheffield were able to leave a forward deep in the zone, and nobody picked them up. That's why they were able to get a scoring opportunity.
Move back. Let's go, stay square, watch him. Heads up.
Here's Lewis clearing away. Steelers try and get back. That's a poor pass, though. Driving play into the zone. Devils trying to put some pressure on here early on in this game. Traverse it. Rink wide pass. More strong play. Big Mark Lewis in the zone for the Devils, but he hasn't won possession back. Still waiting for this deadlock to be broken. Whistle has lots of moves, Brandon Whistle.
Behind you.
Quick one-time shot, that's well saved. Carruth down short side.
Good job.
That will be cleared down the length of the ice. Another icing call. What are you seeing in the first 3 minutes of this one, Paul?
Well, I mean, I like what Sheffield are doing in the offensive zone. There's a lot of good movement. They're not throwing pucks away. They're waiting till they see someone's stick is available for a pass, someone's stick blade. But overall, I think, the Devils are coping quite well here early in the first period. When they get their chance, they're going the other way and trying to get some shots on target. But that was a good shift from Whistle, actually. I thought he made a good play out of the corner.
Shot down out in front, good reach by Batch. Big and strong. Out-muscling Armstrong. Now that's a nice outlet pass. Quick shooting opportunity. Pushed in towards net. Stojanovic is there. Short side.
No, we're good.
Dixon putting the pressure on. Back it goes. Time and space to work in here. Now the Devils can break away down that left side. They have some space to work in. Google on the forecheck. Huge hit. Strong play on the forecheck. Devils trying to set the tone. Again, strong play in the neutral zone. That will be played all the way down. Nice stick from Cox. Googler plays it round.
Heads up.
Steelers back in possession. Hodgman on the chase. Now a chance for the shot that deflects well wide of the target. On the deflection. It's been pretty free-flowing, actually, in the opening phase of this one.
It has been pretty open, you're right. And I thought McNulty did a good job against the forecheck of Sheffield. Just a little bit before, he was able to pick up the puck and skate it out, make that first pass out of his zone. And it's going to be so important how the defenseman, that first pass, right, there's a good example there. First pass comes out and off the Steelers go.
Polak with the move. The backdoor pass, not quite there. That's a hard hit. Into the boards, no penalty called by either referee. First mini bit of conversation in this game. Sointu sent tumbling. Here comes Dowd on the angle, rebound. Switches back out there. Sointu behind the net, pushed all the way up, and that'll go down. Stojanovic will wait. Cardiff will go on a line change.
Well, Sheffield look a little bit more dangerous here in the first period. They look a little bit sharper down in and around the net. They're getting the puck chances closer into the net than Cardiff are at the moment.
Nice takeaway. Strong outlet pass as well. Devils breaking in with speed. Trying to find the pass. Great save. Stojanovic. Absolute daylight robbery. Huge opportunity right in the middle of the slot. And Stojanovic stood tall.
Yeah, I mean, that's Reed. You can't leave Reed all alone. I mean, Sheffield had 3 players back, but they seem to misread. Dixon goes to the net. But, you got to be looking for puck and man, and Jones is looking for the puck. He doesn't see Reed behind him. He's got to look over his shoulder on that play. You cannot give Reed those types of scoring chances.
Control.
Absolutely. Well, a warning shot across the bows for the Sheffield Steelers.
Nice!
Register did well. Hassled and Harry didn't have much support. They were mid-line change. Now Cox on the forecheck. Steelers still in possession though. Whistle first there. Hit hard. Off the boards, quick shot comes in, he juggles it. Smart play, there you see a player with an awful lot of confidence right now. He's been scoring goals by the bucket load, Brandon Whistle, in the division below, and look at this.
Yeah, he has looked sharp to start the period, and there's a nice shot. I like that turns, no options to pass, quick shot to the net, a good save from Carruth, and that's what you want to see. If you don't have an option, get the puck to the net.
Work down low, it's going to be easily cut out though. But Nolte will set things going. Quick one-time shot is deflected wide. Sanford pushed it round the back of the net. Steelers will snuff that one out. Nicholson did well. Cox into the corner. Saxrud Danielson gives it away though. This is real danger. Pushed in again, and now Cox offside is called just on this near side. I think it was Kugler coming out of the zone.
It was Kugler, he just couldn't get out in time, and a bit of a sloppy play there. Those soft passes through the middle of the ice will cost you. And both teams have made a few soft passes coming out of their end of the ice. Luckily it hasn't ended up in the back and on those errant passes, but keep it out of the middle, especially if you're going to make a soft pass. You don't want that puck going through the middle of the ice set.
Well, it's the Premier Sports Challenge Cup semi-final. Remember, the winner tonight goes through. It's one leg. We could have overtime, we could have penalty shots as well. There's Lettown with a shot into the body. Square to it though, Carruth in a good position.
Again, Littell comes to the middle of the ice and doesn't see any passing options, so comes across, quick little shot. Nobody in front. Carruth makes the save, and he didn't shoot it through the defenseman, so it was an easy save overall for Carruth, but there's nothing wrong with taking that shot. You're still in a pretty good position, but tough to beat a real good goalie when there's nobody screening him.
Ellaby sends this in. It comes back out again, side netting. Hodgman went close. Sheffield will send it in again. That's easily held. Carruth quite happy, and Cardiff quite happy to take the face-offs in their own end.
Well, I mean, it's always a good play. It gives your coach a chance, and we see that the coach is changing now. So if you don't have anything, hang on to it and let the coach make a decision if he wants to try to match someone up or just get some fresh players out there on the ice. And not surprising, Dixon heads out there, who's very strong, one of the best face-off guys in the league, to take the face-off. Smart move from coach Gerald Scaldi.
Snapshot off the draw from Lettown. Doesn't bring anything for the Steelers. Dixon did well on the boards. Register trying to work it out. Sheffield create that little turnover again. Sent in towards the net, and that's quick from Carruth. Nice from Register. Strong defensive play. Dixon looking to open it up. Space to work in. Comes off a skate, danger out in front. That is a massive save to deny Brody Reed.
Yeah, another good save on Reed by Stojanovic. And Reed didn't have a lot of time to pick his spot. He had to turn and shoot quick. Stojanovic was waiting for it. And again, this line, they move the puck quick. It doesn't stay on their stick very long, and that's why they're dangerous when they're out there. They certainly use one another very well. They complement each other very well.
Goalless here then. Who is going to get their nose in front first?
No! Hands up here, hands up here. I know, I can't blow it.
The puck goes out of play. Steelers nil, Devils nil.
Again, Mickelson does a good job just staying on his man.
What a start we've had to this game. Let's go downstairs and get some instant reaction with Caitlin.
A lot of hard work so far this period, but still no score. What can you do to put the team ahead?
Yeah, just keep going. I like our mindset right now. We're getting pucks deep. We're using our speed. just got to clean up our own blue line a little bit there, and I like it right now.
Thanks, Aaron.
Great insight, Paul, isn't it, that?
Yes, it is, and I mean, it's a good question, and I like what coach says. He likes what his team is doing, but again, we did make mention of the blue lines where you make those passes through the middle, those soft passes. Obviously, Aaron Fox wants his team to clean that up and maybe just keep it to the outside right now. Those are the kind of plays that can really hurt you in a close game.
11:37 remaining in the period. Puck goes all the way down the ice. Sheffield will go back. There's a momentary pause of the clock there. Had a few hearts fluttering.
No, touch! Hands up here.
Stojanovic does well. Now looking to create in the offensive zone. Nice pass. Quick shot comes in and the rebound pops out again, and Cardiff can deal with this. Nice from Register. Been impressed with Register early doors. He's intercepted. Now Whistle steps over the line looking for a pass to make. Doesn't have much room, and that's easily intercepted. Devils go chasing here. Nally was after that. Now Phillips. Strong from Lewis. Phillips falls, no penalty. That pops out again, snapshot well wide from Traversa. Davies battling on the boards, but Sheffield come out with it. Steal a shot. Don't think Carruth saw that at all. It's a good line, this. Good shift from this line, should I say. As Lewis now has got a chance to outlet. This line's been hemmed in for the Devils, and they'll try and think about getting a change, but only one player off. Hard hit into the bench. Devils eventually get it down the ice. Just a little bit of frustration starting to show here. It's been a pretty calm game in that respect so far. Tempers very much under control. Of course, it's a big game. Why wouldn't it be?
Well, obviously, you can't take a bad penalty, no retaliation. You don't want to give either team, they don't want to see their opposite numbers on the power play.
Cox nearly sneaking in around the back there. Ripped around the boards and held in again. Now, Sanford scurrying in, shoots into the body.
Well, Stojanovic looks solid. I tell you what, there's not a lot of net to shoot at. He's really on his game here early in the first period, but Sanford comes in, takes that quick shot, and good save from Stojanovic. You can see a little bit of traffic in front, but again, Stojanovic can see that. You're not taking the goalie's eyes away. It makes it easier for him.
The focus of Dixon, and he wins it clean. Big thing in the face-off circle. If you can operate, both these sides are operating just above 50% on the season. But they'll be looking through the lineup to see who's going as this game gets a little bit pushed a bit further down the line. Here's Hodgman. Dixon puts the pressure on as it's dumped in. Icing Caller go all the way back down. Still goalless. 8:31 to go in the first. Do the players start to worry a little bit now, or now they settled and they're relaxed?
No, they're relaxed. They're settled into the game. They're focused on what's coming next. And when you're on the bench, you're watching to see if you can pick anything up that can maybe help you. When you're on your ice, you're just focused on your shift, and you're trying to find a way to put the puck in the back of the net. But I mean, the one thing both these two teams are doing well is they're keeping their third forward high in the middle of the ice.
Chance now for Eberle, side of the net, good stick to break that play up, and Richardson picks up the pieces. Hard hit on Ellaby from Dixon.
No!
Now in at the other end on the long outlet pass. The pressure put on Batch. Cardiff keep the puck moving well. Snapped off the backboards. Devils in possession. Second chance, it'll come in. We'll get a break in play.
Good job, boys. Good job. Skate away now. Thank you.
So there are two semi-finals in this Premier Sports Challenge Cup. Let's head downstairs and catch up on the other one with Caitlin.
Well, in the Nottingham Panthers Belfast Giants game, the Belfast Giants have 1 goal ahead. The first intermission currently, and that 1 goal came from David Goodwin, assisted by Scott Conway. Belfast Giants are 1-0 ahead. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah, Belfast leading then. Of course, by the end of the night, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be playing where and when.
Heads up here, heads up here. No!
Cardiff puts this in. It's pushed into the wing area, picked up again. Now trying to create something. Sanford gets it back. The shot rains in from register. And now here comes Dowd the other way. Trying to cut to the middle. Dowd, space to work in. Great block. Really well read by Richardson. Stepped up into the space brilliantly. And now the captain can clear away. Is a quality operator.
Heads up here, heads up here.
Tipped into the zone. Icing negated. Traverser there first. Here's Phillips. Davy Phillips. Well blocked just inside the blue line. Devils looking to break away. The leading pass was just a little too far. And offside. Brandt looking for that pass that unlocks the back line.
Yeah, I mean, both teams, though, it's been hard to break, you know, the defense of both teams, and also because they're accountable. There's always someone back helping the defense. There's not a lot of passing lanes at the far blue line. That's why we're not seeing those breakaway passes come through. So just both teams doing a good job tactically and not allowing, you know, those free passes through their blue line.
Batch does well. Devils can try and clear into the offensive zone, and now with a bit of speed around the back. This is danger for the Sheffield Steelers, but in the end they get themselves out of it. Really nice skating offensively. And now another opportunity. This could be a chance, and they open the scoring. The Devils have the lead here. Brodie Reid in this Premier Sports Challenge Cup semi-final. The Devils have first blood.
Well, I mean, again, we talked about you can't give Reid too many chances. That was just one too many to give Reid in this first period. It's a nice move from Reid. Fakes the shot, freezes the defenseman right here. Fakes the shot, freezes the defenseman. Defenseman's trying to get his stick on it, wasn't able to. And Reid then goes forward, backhand to forehand, and just gets it over Stojanovic. Not an easy shot to make, because Stojanovic is so big, but Brodie Reid, the top goal scorer in the Elite League, buries that one. Big goal for the Cardiff Devils.
Huge moment in this game, and when effectively you're a road team to get that first goal, but it allows you to loosen the tie on the collar.
It does. You're absolutely right, Seth. And you know, the Devils have been playing a smart period. I think the Devils' defense has been very impressive for me in this first period, because they're not throwing the puck away under pressure. They're either carrying it or making that a good hard first pass.
Push towards the middle. Be collected here by Dixon. There was no attacking player for the Steelers near. The Devils now can try and get themselves moving again. Speed coming back the other way, and they say speed kills. Littell moves it across. Shooting lane opens up, rebound pops out. The arms in the air, and the first penalty of the night is coming the way of the Devils.
Yeah, Swain-2 went to the net, and a bit of a reaction from Cardiff, and Swain-2 went down on that one. And you can see here, shot comes in right there, little cross check or push to the back. And the Devils will register will get the 2 minutes. Not very happy about it. I think he felt he just pushed on the back of Sointu and he went down. Referee probably saw it as a little bit of a cross check. But whatever, it's a power play for Sheffield here. A big opportunity to get that goal back set.
What does Sheffield do on their power play? What are they looking for? They're going to go 1-3-1. How are they going to work it?
Well, we'll have to wait and see if they do that. A lot of teams like the 1-3-1. It's a good call from you, and you can see they do set up in the 1-3-1. It's always about getting, for me, it's always about getting the puck to your scorers in the area that they like to be in on the power plays. Let's see if they can manage it.
Really aggressive defensively from the Devils, and they're going to break away here. This is a chance to go all the way down the ice. Really good back checking in the end from Schultz, and that denies the scoring opportunity. But it was good forechecking. Sam Duggan showing what he can do on this team. Devils just not allowing Sheffield to set up through that first 30 seconds or so. Here's Dowd, it takes a carom. Lewis keeps it in the zone, that's a short one. Golf swing. Polak. Well, the control hasn't been clean and tidy so far.
Good. Hey, Dowd, just here.
So Sheffield will go back and set again, but really good from the Devils so far on this kill. Hodgman. Everlake. Sheffield will have to go again, and how good is this from Cardiff?
Well, it's great work, and it's all about pressure. Pressuring the opposition at the right time in the defensive zone, and that's especially along the boards. The Devils have done a great job putting Sheffield under pressure. There's an example there, 2 guys pressuring. Third guy comes in, 1 guy takes the front of the net. You call that 3+1 pressure. Good job from the Devils.
And they've been keen to take it all the way down when they can. Again, more good work. Sanford that time.
Run!
Devils will return to full strength then. 3 minutes remain in this first period in this Premier Sports Challenge Cup semi-final. Remember, the winner on the night will continue on to the final. Cardiff in possession. It's with Register. Oh, push in the middle, that's a nice play. It goes high. I think that may have gone off Stoyanovic's mask.
I think you're right, Seth, and that's Reed again getting that free shot from the high slot area. I guess if you're going to let him get a shot, probably best to be far, up really high in the offensive zone, but Stojanovic knocks that out with the top of his helmet. You're absolutely right, but again, Reed's finding those open spaces in the offensive zone, Seth.
Register puts it to the middle. It's been a quick game so far. No doubt about that. And people sometimes question the cup competitions and how much it matters, particularly in the early stages. But when you get here and you're 2 wins away from lifting some silverware, it starts to get very important. Cardiff been really good since that goal. They lead by that single strike. Reed putting them in front. And it's a little bit like he's playing in slippers ball, isn't it? He keeps going into those quiet areas and nobody hears him coming.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, the smart goal scorers, they just seem to find those open spaces in the offensive zone. They drift high, they come in behind the net, come out from behind the defenseman. They'll come right up to the blue line. And when you get, when you get that open space and time on the puck, that's when you score your goals.
Well, plenty of food for thought for Aaron Fox as he chews on that gum. Seems to be the regular thing for him.
Well, I think sometimes when you're chewing a piece of gum behind the bench, it relaxes you a little bit, takes away that nervous tension, and you see a lot of coaches chewing having a good chew.
You weren't a pacer though, were you? You were pretty calm on that bench. You didn't move around much.
Yeah, I mean, to your right. I mean, you don't normally move all that much because you're so focused on the game and controlling your changes and who's going, who's not going.
Another chance here for the Devils coming in. They've got players over, they score! What a wonderful finish! Josh Batch nails it top corner, and the Devils have a huge 2-0 lead in the opening period of this Premier Sports Challenge Cup semi-final.
Well, Batch keeps getting better and better offensively every year. I mean, he has played forward, but he's been playing defense for the Cardiff Devils on a regular basis, and he jumps up more and more on the play. He's got more and more confidence offensively as a defenseman moving up. Probably learning from a guy like Register, who's very active offensively. But that is a great shot on Stojanovic, just putting it inside the post, and a good quick release from Batch, and that's a big goal from the Cardiff Devils. It certainly has quieted the rink down here, Seth.
Absolutely. What a time to score as well. 1:21 to go in the period.
Hey, Doggy, heads up, heads up.
Absolutely massive for the Devils. Sheffield put themselves in a bit of a hole here. An odd man rush again, and Cardiff able to profit. Into the final minute then of this first period. Davies using that strength. Really good. The pass though, can't find a teammate. The strength down low, magnificent.
No!
There's Latal going the other way. Sheffield want one back. Great stick to knock that one away from Mark McNulty.
Hey, outplay inside here.
No, you're absolutely right. That was a great play from McNulty. Stick on the ice and just tips it away. Takes that scoring chance away. Good burst of speed, pass across, good stick. A great job there, and great defensive play. Those big plays certainly can make the difference in the end set.
Move back. White, move back. Move back. Move back. Thank you. Move back. Right, let me in. Give me 1 second. Hey, give me 1 second. Thank you.
Great to hear the officials. Very polite, that. 2 thank yous in a face-off circle. I'm sure quite often you'd hear 2 somethings, but very rarely be thank you.
Well, I guess if it works, you know, if you're the linesman, if it works, you're going to do whatever it takes to get the guys to put their sticks down at the right time. And, I mean, the linesmen do a great job.
Face-off win, back to Jones. Cardiff have had a dream first period here.
Offside!
Absolutely
Offside!
massive.
Offside!
Sheffield all caught offside, as you may well have heard.
Heads up, heads up. 10.
Stojanovic plays it round. Devils putting the pressure on through Dixon. And that will complete this first period. And it's very much advantage Cardiff.
Yeah, I mean, Cardiff will be really happy on the road. You get that 2-0 lead after the first period. I mean, the Devils were ready for it. Obviously, you know, from what I hear, they came the night before. So they've taken this game very, very seriously, as they should. So they've done everything. Their preparation has been perfect. You can see by their game plan, too. They've executed really well in that first period. I think Sheffield didn't have a bad first period. I think that Cardiff just executed a little bit better, and that's why they're up a couple of goals.
Well, what a first period that is for the Cardiff Devils. Leading by 2-0. Let's get some instant reaction from downstairs. Jonathan Phillips is with Caitlin.
Jonathan came out flying that period, but the end of it didn't quite go your way. What did you make of that period?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think we were the better team that period. Obviously, the score's not reflecting that right now. They got kind of 2 goals on, you know, I think our kind of soft, weak mistakes. But you know, we got to just kind of limit their mistakes and soft plays and just keep playing hard, keep getting the puck deep like we've been doing, and just rolling.
How can you kind of respond to that and get some momentum back now?
We'll definitely respond. I think we're a team that has responded all kind of year, and I think, you know, we just a lot of game left, 40 minutes to go, and yeah, a little setback, but we'll right them wrongs here.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Right those wrongs. That's what Jonathan Phillips wants to do in the second period. Tell you what, end of one, it's been fast, it's been furious. It's very much advantage Cardiff after 20 minutes.
Welcome back to the Sheffield Arena. End of the first period. Sheffield Steelers 0, Cardiff Devils 2. Poor lady alongside me. When Jared Scoldy went to bed in his Sheffield hotel room last night, wherever he was, he probably couldn't have dreamt for a better start, could he?
No, obviously not. I mean, that was a good start from the Devils. Overall, though, there wasn't a big difference in the period. I think the big difference was the management of the puck from the defenseman at the defensive blue line. I thought Cardiff did a better job, you know, with that first pass coming out of the zone as compared to Sheffield, where they made a couple of mistakes and it cost them. And I think that's been the big difference. I just think the Cardiff defense were a little bit better than the Sheffield defense overall.
Well, you make a good point, because as we're going to see now, Sheffield made some of the early runnings and probably had the better early chances, maybe inside the first 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they started the game a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper, but Cardiff were always dangerous coming the other way. This is a chance that Reed gets. Again, Jones is watching the puck. He's not watching his man. He's got to look over his shoulder there and stay with the guy, maybe take that gap away. Comes into the goalie a bit too much, and that allows that gap for Reed to get a free shot. Good save from Stojanovic.
Yeah, because Sheffield, Cardiff, as you say there, they were beginning to build momentum. Then this goal from Brodie Reed. What a move, what a great play to get around the defenseman.
Again, you know, it's about getting the puck out of your zone when you get a chance, and he just don't do it. There's a bad pass there, and Reed makes a nice move, freezes the defenseman, and, you know, backhand, forehand, quick little move. He's got great hands. You can see there, finish check starts it, puts Hodgman under pressure, tries to make a pass with the backhand in the offensive zone across. Always a dangerous play, a backhand pass through your defensive zone, I should say. And it's a great move from Reed. You just can't give Reed those types of chances. Eventually, he's going to score against you.
And then for the second goal, you know me, I like to see a British player scoring a goal, Josh Badge getting the goal, but the transition, the way Cardiff transitioned into the offensive zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's about the defenseman moving up when he sees the open ice, and again, Sheffield a little bit sloppy, you know, just using their sticks, no finish checks, and Cardiff punished them. I mean, they just, you know, they make some good plays here, and right there again, I just don't find Sheffield intense enough defensively inside their blue line, and that's why. And Batch is left wide open. No one comes back and picks him up. He's moving up the ice from defense. Somebody's got to pick him up. I mean, that's somebody's man, and obviously that communication also. Got to let guys know there's a guy coming up the ice. Maybe Sheffield lacked a bit of communication in the defensive zone. Didn't really hear him talking all that much in the defensive zone.
But right now, if there's one team with durability, if there's one team that you think could come back from this, it's Sheffield, because you look what they've done all season. They know how to come back from these positions. They've been so solid. That's why they're top of the league.
Of course, and they will come back. I mean, they're going to obviously get some pressure, you know, on Cardiff here in the second period. They certainly have the speed to do that. I mean, Cardiff done a good job defensively overall. Cardiff's defense has been solid. I mean, they haven't made a lot of mistakes. When they get the puck down low in their defensive zone, they're either skating with it or they're making a good quick pass. They're not panicking. They're not throwing the puck away if the option isn't there. They're not just throwing it around the boards. They're skating it out of the zone best they can. And they dealt quite well with that Sheffield speed on the forecheck. So overall, they've done a good job with that. Sheffield are probably going to have a good think between the period. How did they adjust to maybe put a little bit more pressure on the Cardiff defense and get them to make a couple of bad plays?
Thanks, Port. More from Port very shortly indeed. Now let's go back. We've got a trip down memory lane. The last trophy won in the Elite League. I know Nottingham Panthers won the Elite Series, but in that season that was interrupted by the pandemic, it was a Challenge Cup final. It was Sheffield Steelers against the Cardiff Devils. This time it was the final. This time it was in Cardiff. If you're a Sheffield fan, I think you remember it well. Let's take that trip now.
The Premier Sports Challenge Cup final, live and exclusive from the Yola Arena. The Sheffield Steelers versus the Cardiff Devils this afternoon. Pitter patter, let's get at her. Underway. There's the first shot from Davies, and it's in. And Conley puts it back door down and tucks it home. What a piece of skill from Conley. What a finish from Valor. That was money in the bank. It's going to be a penalty shot. In between the hash marks, score! Up into the roof of the net. Conley with his second of the Challenge Cup. Jardine will get over the punch and in, score! from Thomas Duva. And the black and orange will celebrate long into the Cardiff night.
Some great memories there, Paul. You were there at that final. I mean, these two franchises just know how to serve up brilliant games.
They certainly do. Obviously, the quality in the lineups is always you're always going to create a great matchup and a great game. And that was a big win for the Steelers, especially on the road going into Cardiff and winning that trophy. And it was their first Challenge Cup, in the Elite League. So that was really special for them also. But it was a great hockey game. I mean, there wasn't that much in it, but in the end, Sheffield will walk away with the trophy.
Of course, there's another game going on this evening. It may be 2-0 to Cardiff here over the Sheffield Steelers. But in the other semi-final, it's Belfast against Nottingham. Caitlin Berry has the latest.
Thanks, guys. So a score update from the Belfast-Nottingham game. That game is now tied. Nottingham have tied the game in the second period. That was a power play goal from Jeremy Welsh. So that'll be a fun one to watch throughout the rest of this game. Tied in the second period between Belfast and Nottingham. As it stands right now, as top seeds coming into this semi-final, Belfast will have the opportunity to host the final no matter the outcome of this game. So whether Cardiff win or whether Sheffield win. It gets a bit more complicated if Nottingham end up winning that game, but that'll be an interesting one that I will keep you updated on as we go through the night. Either way, at the end of tonight, we will have our Challenge Cup final set, and that's exciting. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Caitlin. Just before we go to the break, want to say hello to 7-year-old Maxon, who's in the Noah Ark Hospital in Cardiff, battling cancer. Just get well soon, buddy, and we'll hopefully see you at the rink very soon indeed. Let's go to the break.
Well, what a first period it was for the Cardiff Devils, taking that 2-goal lead on the road in this Premier Sports Challenge Cup semi-final. Let's have a look at the shots then. And Paul, as you mentioned, a pretty equal game.
It was a fairly equal first period, and well, like I said, I just thought, maybe Sheffield were a little bit sloppier in their end of the ice, and it cost them. But overall, there hasn't been, in terms of opportunities. I mean, Sheffield did have some decent opportunities also, Seth.
Well, the players are out there, they're ready to go for this second period. Equal in terms of stats, but not the most important one. Those 2 goals, Brodie Reid and Josh Batch, give the Devils a decisive advantage right now. The Steelers were promised a strong comeback second period from their captain, Jonathan Phillips. They'll want to strike early here if they possibly can. Register strong on the boards. Armstrong comes away with it though. Snap towards goal, it's taken away. Here's Dixon. Now driving hard to the net. Dixon with a chance. Great save, Stojanovic. Could that be a huge moment in this game, I wonder? Mosey can't handle the pass.
Heads up here, heads up here.
Another big, strong play in the offensive zone. Sheffield will try and clear away again. They're going to be counting their lucky stars here, as there is a hand pass, a little dispute from Cardiff. They thought it took a deflection.
Well, what happens sometimes, Seth, you're down a couple of goals, you start to get your defensemen involved a little bit more offensive. This is the scoring opportunity. Dixon goes to the net, but he does feel the back pressure, and I think he tries to just get the puck to the net as quickly as he can. He knows someone's on his back, but a good save from Stojanovic comes out enough to take that angle away, not to allow Dixon to get the puck up and over him.
Heads up here. Thank you. Go!
Sheffield outlets into the offensive zone. The Steelers can't maintain possession though. Ellaby. McNulty backtracks. Nicholson couldn't get a stick in there. Now they turn the corner. Here is Littell, forehand side. Snaps this one through. It comes back out. Sheffield keep possession. They have 4 deep. Ellaby at the top. Trying to push that to the boards, but it was deflected.
Heads up here.
Sanford will clear. Space down the middle. He was looking for Kugler, couldn't find him. Sheffield will reset in their own end. Really good offensive play. Davies cutting his man off at the blue line. Phillips is after it, tight one. Lewis and Phillips in a foot race, and Lewis getting there first.
No, we were talking about before the game how, was it going to be hard for Cardiff to close down the neutral zone, make it tough on the Steelers, and they've done a good job with that overall. Against the breakout of the Steelers, Cardiff have been sound and solid, and Sheffield are struggling a little bit on their breakout, and also the neutral zone play. Sheffield are usually pretty quick through the neutral zone on the transition, but Cardiff have done a good job clogging the middle of the ice, especially with that third forward set.
Is that the key to them then? That third forward a little higher, taking it away?
Well, I think with what they're doing right now, they're leaving that third forward in the middle a lot, which it allows the defense to be a little bit more aggressive, to push up a little bit further up in the neutral zone if needed, and it has been working for them.
Dixon hits on the boards. The bench goes up for Cardiff. No way is the response.
Heads up, heads up.
Picked off by Whistle. Into the offensive zone, not handled well by Phillips, but Whistle will collect. He's buzzing around, looking for something. Here's Littell. Off a shin pad. Trying to create something here. Polak with a shot. Will be held at the blue. Space, potentially for Richardson. He leaves it. Taken away by Polak, but then strong play on the boards. Sointu. Collected just inside now. Saxon Danielson's shot deflects. It's an easy one. Cardiff will take the face up in the zone.
Well, we've seen that quite often so far in the game. Shots coming in from the point, no traffic in front, and I mean that's just too easy for Karuk, like you just mentioned, and Sheffield are struggling to get that traffic in front and struggling to get shots through at times. Richardson again blocking a shot there off his shin pad, and Cardiff have been doing a good job getting in the shooting lanes of the defensemen.
Phillips has to go all the way back under pressure from Ben Davies. So good at that as that hits his glove. I think he was offside.
Offside, boys. Offside.
Damien Lewis tried to get the puck to the net quickly. Davis stayed behind the play. I mean, if he keeps that in and gets the puck to Davies, gets a good little scoring opportunity. You can see both teams trying to get as many guys on the ice as they can here. It's a 60-minute game, and you can't. Oh, in a big game, sometimes coaches can overplay some players early. But both these two coaches are smart, and they haven't done that.
They're rolling, keeping that ice time with some equality. Now this could be a bit of danger. Steelers with a shot too high. Fizzes round the boards. Must have deflected as the face-off will stay in the zone. Mosey there, though, would be hoping to hit the net.
Yeah, full flight there. I think you're right. I think there's a tip there, and it deflects it high enough to get the whistle. And Mosey always very dangerous through the neutral zone. Has a lot of speed. And with Valorant out of the lineup, he's obviously been pushed up front to play forward.
Good draw.
Sanford does a decent job there. Kugler couldn't do much with it. Great puck retention by the Devils on the boards. Now to the middle it goes. Trying to work this down low. The shot deflects up high. And in the end, we'll get another whistle, another break in play, and this staccato manner in which this period started. That actually suits Cardiff, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, they're not giving up any scoring chances. They're doing a good job clogging up the neutral zone. And I mean, the Cox, Sanford, and Kugler line have looked very good in this game. Always dangerous. They always seem to spend a lot of time in the offensive zone and getting scoring chances.
Snapshot coming from the blue line and register. Space to work in now. Devils threatening. It's taken away from them though. Good defensive read from Ellaby. Used that great wingspan. Now they come back the other way. Steelers in possession. Devils though so strong defensively. 5 back. Just been so disciplined in how they've played Cardiff. Latal opens it up. Gets it back now. Can he use his speed? Snapshot from him, but another stick in the lane. The only thing in danger there was the cheerleaders.
Yeah, again, it's a good job from the Cardiff defense. They're not backing in too far. They're being aggressive enough, and at the last second, they're getting that stick in the shooting lane or getting their body in front of the puck. They're doing a great job. And you're right, it's been tough on Sheffield to create quality scoring opportunities. And you're also right in saying 5 guys back in the defensive zone, 5 guys setting up in their defense. They know what they're all doing, and it's going to be tough for Sheffield to break them down.
Dixon leads this line really well. Sheffield can't find Sointu. Crandall off the skates. Crandall again. Stojanovic is there. Nearly falls back to Reed.
Thank you. Cheers.
Sointu cuts to the middle. Wants some help out wide. He gets it now. Mosey. Sheffield again, it's with Whistle. Didn't have much on there. Needs to be strong here, doesn't keep possession though. Sanford forechecking, but the Steelers can bypass that. Stick goes flying down the ice. Sheffield can profit here, they've got space to the inside. Cardiff momentarily caught 6s and 7s, and the shot goes wide. Phillips couldn't hit the target. And now the other end is a real chance. Cardiff, it's their 3rd. Huge moment in this game. An opportunity at one end and converted at the other. And the Devils now lead this by 3 goals to 0.
Well, what happens on that play is one of the Cardiff Devils loses their stick down the ice, goes for a change, so Cardiff come off the bench a bit late. And when you're coming off of the bench a little bit late, sometimes you end up with the puck, and that's what happens. And right there, just a nice pass across, and then a really nice finish on the backhand. And it's just one of those strange plays where you get caught out with a player coming off the bench late and ends up in the back here. Net a bit unlucky for the Steelers how that all played out, but the Devils took advantage of the situation.
Right, let's go white in, please.
Well, Trevor Cox gives them a huge lead in this game.
Ready? 1 second.
And a real strong hand on this tie. And Paul, it always feels in a 2-goal game that the next goal is going to be crucial. Whichever way it goes, it really throws the advantage one way or the other.
Well, it does, and a 3-0 lead is going to be tough now for the Steelers, but there's still lots of time in this game. You know, there's still over half of the period left here in the second.
Jared Scaldi has played an absolute blinder on the bench so far in this one. Tactically, he's got it absolutely smack on, and his players have delivered, and it's been the execution on their chances for the Devils. Phillips misses the net, and then the Devils come right back and stuff it past the Steelers, and they're looking for more here.
Well, I mean, if you're the Steelers, you certainly don't want to give up another goal, especially after, quickly after the 3rd one. So they really have to bear down here on this shift especially. This is an important shift for the Steelers.
Todd. All 5 players for Cardiff back. Nowhere to go for Todd, and now he's in trouble. This could be a real chance. Randall is there, moves it back door. It's a 4, and surely the Cardiff Devils have got 1 foot tiptoeing into the Challenge Cup final. Brodie Reid with his second of the game, and the Devils lead by 4 goals to 0. Steelers are shell-shocked.
Well, I mean, Crandall, who's the playmaker on this line, sees Reid coming. He just looks a bit like he's going to shoot it. Quick pass across to Reid, and Reid's not going to miss that. Clear 2-on-0 here for the Cardiff Devils. I'm not sure where everybody's gone for the Steelers on this play. I know Todd loses the puck, but still, your D partner should always be playing underneath, always be an option, and always, you know, be there to support. There's a time, looks like we're going to have a, oh, it was a timeout call there. We'll have a, which would be a bad idea right now.
Well, the Steelers are going to have a change of goalie here. Skating onto the ice is Barry Brust. Coming in mid-game. Timeout here for Aaron Fox.
Well, it's not a bad idea, Seth. I mean, you can't blame Stojanovic, especially on that last goal. He's got no chance. It's a 2-on-0. I think what Aaron Fox is trying to do here is let his team regroup. Sometimes by changing the goalie, you get a reaction. He knows Brust can come in and do a job. But I'll tell you what, you can't blame Stojanovic for these goals, because really, they've been clear opportunities, most of them, for the Cardiff Devils.
You get 30 seconds in a timeout. He's still talking after 45.
Well, obviously he's not impressed. I mean, anytime a player loses the puck and it's a clear 2-on-0 going the other way, that means nobody is giving the puck carrier support on the puck.
The key thing with that, though, the 5 Devils that were between Todd and the blue line, all of a sudden he had nowhere to go. Steelers go on a line change, long change in the second period. All of a sudden you're in trouble. You don't get it deep, and you get it stuffed right back in.
Yeah, and we talk about it's about managing the puck, but it's also good execution from the Cardiff Devils. You know, they have been doing a good job defensively in this game, and making it tough on Sheffield to move the puck through the neutral zone. I think that's why, you know, Todd's carrying the puck through the neutral zone. He's got no options. Why doesn't he have any options? Guys aren't moving out there. You got to be moving your feet. You got to move into a passing lane for the player who's passing the puck. Otherwise, he's got to get to the red line and dump it in if he doesn't have an option. In a situation where you don't have an option, and then you got pressure, it's easy to make a mistake.
Hey, hold your heads up.
Absolutely.
Hey, Ed, behind you. Run!
Well, Sheffield are stunned with what they've been given, and Cardiff deserve absolutely everything right now that they have in this game, because they've played really, really well, and they've taken their chances.
Offside!
There's Latal, he's offside. Hodgman didn't like the call.
I mean, if you're the Steelers, you want to chip away.
So a huge, huge period for the Cardiff Devils, who lead here by 4.
Domino. 50% off pizza when you spend £30 or more online.
Domino.
We got this.
Right, so that's you done.
I'll go get some cash.
Don't worry. I take card now.
Ooh.
Finished.
No contract, no monthly costs, just easy, flexible payments. Sum up. Make your business official.
Right now than on the Cardiff Devils bench. That's where Caitlin is, and she's got some instant reaction.
Jared, you've clearly got some momentum right now. How can you keep that up now and maybe avoid taking your foot off the gas a bit?
You got to keep putting pressure on them. Just keep putting pressure on their D, keep touching pucks, and winning our 50-50 puck battles.
Thanks, Jared.
Great, thank you.
Not too many words required, but he's absolutely bang on the money here.
No, you're right, and I mean, it's hard to get a lot out of a coach on the bench. I mean, he's focused on the game. I mean, it's great that they take the time to answer a question, you know, on the bench like that, and it's great for the fans, I should say, to hear that.
Is he enjoying it right now?
Well, yeah, I think he's enjoying it a lot more now than maybe at the start of the game.
Devils looking to create more, but not able to take that one this time round. Batch will go backwards. His development as a player has been outstanding, particularly over the last 2 or 3 years. He's used his time, particularly through COVID. So another chance comes out in front off the side netting. Randall was taken out hard there. Looking for more. Sanford brings everybody in offside. So we get another break in play here.
Well, I mean, again, it's a little bit about, you know, getting the puck out of your end of the ice, and at times Sheffield have really struggled to get the puck out of their end zone. You know, in and around the defensive blue line for the Steelers, they haven't managed it all that well at times, and their defense has struggled a little bit. You know, it's either down to there's no options, so they're carrying it, and there's nobody to give the puck to. Like we're talking about, forwards need to be moving into those passing lanes.
Sheffield needs to find some energy from somewhere, and we talked a lot about Cardiff. The question is, where does Sheffield's energy come from? You know, in that video in between periods, we saw Sheffield winning the Challenge Cup. We saw a big goal in that game from Brendan Connolly. He is the kind of live wire right now the Sheffield Steelers need to try and spark something into this performance. They may get something now, though, because they go with 3 into the zone. Traversa, just out muscle. Nicely played forward. Davies goes chasing. Jones ties him up. Here is Whistle. Has to go the long way round, and it is quite a long way round. Register. Given away in the zone. Can they bring this down? Again, another good stick on Robert Dowd.
I mean, Richardson's either blocking shots or Register's getting his stick in front of them. I mean, they're a really tough pair to play against because they close the middle of the ice down really quick, and puck's rolling a bit. Tough to get a shot away in that situation when you see Register stick down, deflects it up and over. We've seen him do it a few times already in this game, Seth.
Hey, stick first.
I'll tell you what, Todd Cowan must have a good puck sponsorship deal down there in Cardiff. The number of times they're deflecting pucks out into the stands costs them a fortune every game. Clearing this away. Steelers not able to retain any possession, really. They're a side that needs to play with possession, as Dowd will take it into the offensive zone now, but small mistakes. And at 4-0 down, you make the small mistakes. It feels like you've got to hit a home run every time you're on the ice. It's now shoot. The shot goes high and into the stands again.
Well, I mean, if you look at the Steelers right now,
here we go. A little bit of a dust up on the far side. Batch is involved in there. Armstrong's involved. Lots of conversation. Officials in quick.
Well, you can see right now Sheffield are probably just trying to find a way to get back into this game, and if that means some physical play, then that's what they have to do. But I mean, the Devils aren't a small team. I mean, they can stand up for themselves. We know Lewis can take care of himself, and Batch is pretty tough too. Both teams have enough toughness in their lineup to play physical if they have to. But I mean, one thing you have to be careful with the Steelers, they can't take any bad penalties right now. Being down 4-0, you just can't afford to give Cardiff opportunities on the power play.
Well, if it was a dark alley and Batch and Lewis were wandering the other way, I think I might be willing to walk around the block. 2 very, very big units. Here is Batch. He's let his goals do the talking for him so far in this game. Lovely finish. Back it goes, quick shot comes in. It's all the way through, and the underwork, Matt Carruth, will hang on.
Yeah, good shot from Ellerby with traffic in front. It's the first time I really seen Sheffield get someone to stand in front of the net when the shot's coming in this game. They haven't been able to do it that much. Credit to the Cardiff defense who are doing a good job boxing out, but that's what the Steelers need to do. I mean, it's a good play. You got no play, either get it to the net or curl back and hit the defenseman coming late. So it's a good play from the Steelers, something they can work from.
Quick chance out in front. Polak shots turned away. Offside delayed here, and now we get a whistle. Let's go downstairs, then catch up. Remember, there are 2 Premier Sports Challenge Cup semi-finals going on. They faced off a little bit earlier in the other game. Let's find out the latest with Caitlin.
Well, Belfast Giants have gone ahead in that game. They are now 2-1 up over the Nottingham Panthers. That was a goal scored by David Goodwin, his second of the night. That game is now in the second intermission, and it's looking a lot closer than this one. I don't know how many people would have expected that. Back to you guys.
Nice, nice.
Caitlin, thank you. An eye on everything for us. Chance out in front for the Devils. Oh, great finish. It's a 5th. Waller. High fives all round for the Devils. They're in dreamland right now because they're heading to the Premier Sports Challenge Cup final.
Well, Waller, who's having a great season for the Cardiff Devils, gets better and better every game. And again, it's that backhand pass in your defensive zone without really having a look. It's just a bad play from the Steelers. Puck is intercepted, pass quickly out front, and Waller buries it. The Steelers, another bad, they're just killing themselves really in this game, Seth.
Well, it's going to be a painful one, this, for them, because when defeats are self-inflicted, and you take all the things that were said about how well Cardiff has played, Sheffield's mistakes have ended up in the back of their own net.
Yeah, it's been those mistakes inside their blue line, the worst place to make mistakes. And you know, it's something when I was coaching that I always made a point of is I never liked backhand passes in my defensive zone. You have to be 100% sure anytime you make a backhand pass in your defensive zone, and we've seen a few of these, a few of them in this game that have hurt the Steelers.
Well, the Devils fans are the ones you can hear singing in the stands right now. They'll be so excited to be heading back down to the south, surely with a trophy to play for at some point in the future. Sheffield need a goal, and they need a goal from somewhere pretty quick, because right now they're all over the place. The jump, the energy has been taken away by the Devils and their great play. Mosey. Looks like Mosey's moved on to the back end. Here's a shooting chance. Second opportunity, side of the net. They can't golf it home. Tanner Everly. Devils will get it away. So the first big coaching move, second big coaching move, I suppose, changing the goalie being the first. Steelers will come back again. It's the speed of Littell. Backhand shot from him. Still Littell. Needs some help from somebody. Nothing brewing, so he goes alone. Tip just wide. Littell again. Goes behind the net. Will be played away, and Cardiff just scramble it down the ice.
No ice, no ice!
You know icing as Jones goes back to collect.
That's it.
Well, we'll keep an eye out there to see whose ice time is being taken by Mosey. Wondered whether it's Satru Danielson.
Up pass!
This is a hand pass called on the ice.
Well, you mentioned Mosey. I mean, for me, Mosey, as a defenseman, is probably one of the better offensive defensemen in terms of activating up the ice with speed. He is so dangerous, and even on the cycle, he's very dangerous. So, he has been a big miss on defense because he's been playing forward, because of Vallerand's been out of the option, out of the lineup. I mean, let's mention Vallerand. Not only is Vallerand a great scorer, but he's also a big leader in that Sheffield Steelers changing room. He has been a big miss in this game, Seth.
Also some faith being shown in Brandon Whistle, who's going out with the Sointu and Polak line.
That's up.
So, it's not really chess at this point. It's like you're playing with a king and a couple of pawns if you're in the shoes of Aaron Fox. Devils will come back again in the offensive zone. Oh, spinner armor pass. Chance out in front again for Waller. Goodness me. It is absolutely breathless from the Devils. At times it's breathtaking. Sheffield try and come into the offensive zone. Armstrong, faced by two, couldn't beat them both. Strong slash on Lewis, not called. Davies goes back. Here's Batchering wide, he's giving it away this time though. Eberle tries to bring this in, still Tanner Eberle. Pushed to the front, couldn't find Armstrong. Penalty coming here against Eberle. Let's listen.
Eberle! You can't take his helmet off the ice, sir. No, you're popping his lid off. You can't pop his lid off.
There you go, you can't pop his lid off.
Yeah, which translates into you can't rip his helmet off his head. And I don't think he's trying to pull it off, but he does end up pushing it off, and that's why the call is made. And a little frustration, I think, there. And it comes down to the willingness of the Cardiff Devils to get to pucks first. And once you get to the puck first, then the opposition's got to work a lot harder to get that puck off you. And you can see there a little frustration, and the penalty is called.
Sanford to Mickelson. First power play of the night for the Devils then. It's running at about 26%, shade over. Sanford giving and going with those passes. Now looks for the quick shot. Oh, it lands on the roof of the net. Wow, so close to a sixth. Here they go again, Sanford with the shot. Oh, blocker save, an awkward one for Bruce. He was sliding across and he looked a bit like a flying octopus the way he got that one away.
Yeah, I mean, again, good puck movement from the Cardiff Devils, that quick passing, and they're willing to shoot the puck if they get half a chance. And Jared Scaldi using all his bodies right now in the power play too. I mean, he's got that lead. He's not going to overplay, you know, his key guys. He's going to give everybody a shot right now.
Well, at 5 was the reason not to, really. It's a long season. Here's Mickelson. Sanford. Devils have been quite brilliant in this game. Sheffield have caused themselves their own problems, but Cardiff, you have to credit them for what they've done, how they've played, how they've strangled Sheffield offensively, and that's turned into their own offense. Now they're on the power play. Mickelson. Dixon for the Devils. Crandall. They work this really deep. Cardiff, everything's below the hash marks if they can. Quick shot on the angle, that's an easy one for Dixon to hang on to. Crandall, now to the middle, they're looking for more. Big shot from the top and register. I think his stick broke, just mishit it.
Well, you were talking about how the Devils set up deep, and at times they do take the puck and they get it behind it, but they're still set up in like that one guy behind it and then the 3 and the 1. Very hard to cover that. You really, because you can set up for that one-time shot very easily.
Sheffield return to full strength. Danger's not cleared yet, though. They're fizzing around, Cardiff. They look like a team who are $1 million right now. And it's understandable. They're playing a great game of hockey. And the Sheffield Steelers are a little bit flat on their feet. Maybe Eberle can change that. Knocked to the ice by Lewis. Lewis then gives him a good stick. Thought of a penalty there. Saw the referee's arm twitch a little. Batch. It's a good shift from Sheffield. They're looking for something here. Sointu pushes it back door. Good from Mosey. Lots of traffic out front if they can find a shooting lane. Polak waits and watches as the battle continues. Batch can clear. Oh, does a really nice job there. Brandt will send it down, and now with a shooting chance, but just stuck away. Brandt was threatening. Brandt, nice hands, shooting lane. Oh, Brust hangs on. Had to shut the leg sharply.
Yeah, that was a nice move, a good shot, but a good save from Brust, but Polak doesn't take the body, gets caught out, and creates a scoring opportunity. And again, it's that blue line area that the Steelers have struggled with, not making plays at their own blue line.
Well, usually the games between these two teams are so tight. Oh, there's a shootout here on Sunday, but a very, very different story here. Littell comes to the middle. It's a good save on the blocker side. So little Carruth has done in this period. Must be hard for him. Hodgman surveys his options. Littell turns the corner. Can he find a shooting lane? He does. That was headed over the top. Little glance off the helmet. Last 15 seconds of the period then. Here's Dowd. Those Sheffield forwards who are so used to so much puck possession. We barely mentioned this period. And that'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, that was probably their best shift of the period, that last 30 seconds. They finally had some puck control, got some movement going in the offensive zone. But give Cardiff Devils credit. They've done a good job. Their gap control has been really good. They've not given Sheffield all that much time on the puck set.
And what does Sheffield do here?
Well, you got two options, really. I see it as you play, the way you normally play, and or you just, play really aggressive offensively and hope that you can, get a couple of goals. The risk, obviously, is going the other way, where Cardiff are pretty good on the transition also. But I think if you want to try to get a few goals and get back in the game, you have to open up completely offensively and try to make something happen more offensively. That means getting your defensemen involved more offensively. If that means just not having guys come back, having guys just stay out of the zone and opening up the ice completely. What I mean by that is, if the puck's in your offensive zone, you can just have a defensive zone. You can just have a guy leave the zone and take a chance.
Paul, thank you for the moment. What a period it's been. What a game it's been for the Cardiff Devils. They're comfortable, leading by 5-0. Let's get some reaction from the Devils camp then with Caitlin.
Brody, 3-goal period for the Devils. What did you make of those 20 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously happy with how that went. We jumped on a couple of opportunities there, and we found the back of the net there.
Obviously, you have 5 goals, but Cardiff have also done very well defensively in this game. How important is good defense in a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I think playing well in the D zone can lead to our chances offensively. So, we emphasize tonight, we know they have a lot of offensive guys, so playing good defense, and then hopefully that leads to offense.
Thank you, Brody.
Thank you.
Well, thank you to Caitlin and to Brody as well. The Devils are very much in charge. More reaction on the way.
End of the second period. Here's a scoreline I didn't think I'd be saying. Sheffield Steelers 0, Cardiff Devils 5. What a performance so far from the Cardiff Devils. And Paul, we'll touch on Sheffield in a moment. There's only one way to describe Cardiff: outstanding.
Yeah, they played a great road game and really executed well as a team, especially in the neutral zone. They made it tough on the Steelers. The Steelers have really struggled to get the puck through the neutral zone and made a lot of mistakes on their own blue line. Sheffield have, and Cardiff have taken advantage of that, and just a great team effort in terms of execution and tactics. Everybody playing together as a unit of 5 out there on the ice.
For as good as Cardiff has been great, I mean, Sheffield in the first period, they were okay, but they've progressively got worse. Are you surprised? whenever I watch Sheffield, they're well drilled, they're well coached, they don't make many mistakes, but as this game's gone on, they've made quite a few.
Well, sometimes when you get down in a game, you're at home, the pressure's on, and you know, things just can kind of go the wrong way for you. It's just another little mistake, and that's what's happened. Basically, they kind of, you know, made things, given themselves too many problems, really. I mean, it's been their puck management at times. For me, it's their defensive blue line. They have struggled to really get the puck and make good plays coming out of their end of the ice. And, you know, it doesn't seem to be anybody available for a pass. And maybe the guys are watching too much, standing still and not moving and creating some open spaces out there on the ice. And for me, that's probably been that was the biggest issue in the second period.
Well, let's get into the action, and this is a turning point, isn't it? The goal from Cox, because at one end, Sheffield have the chance. It could be 2-1, but it's the other end, and it's 3-0. It's a massive moment.
Yeah, it is, and what happens is, you know, the puck comes out quickly. When you're forcing, trying to get a goal back, you get caught out sometimes, and it's just a great, you know, in the end, it's a great pass and a great finish. A clear 2-on-1 pass comes across. Cox makes a nice move to his backhand, and that's a great finish. I mean, tough save for the goalie when you can get it up and under the bar there. A nice pass across from Sanford, and that's a great finish and a big goal. But that came from Sheffield trying to get a goal back and just get caught an extra guy down low. Comes back the other way in a 2-on-1. Those odd man rushes, they have a way of killing you in the end.
Now, you identified Brodie Reid before the game. That's why you're the expert. That's why you're the coach. 2 goals now tonight. This is his second. 24 goals in the league this season. He leads the league in league goals, and now 8 in the Challenge Cup. He leads the Challenge Cup as well with 8 goals. He's a terrific player, and we'll see his goal now.
No, he certainly is, and he knows where the back of the net is. Good job again in the neutral zone. Look at that pressure from the Cardiff Devils. And they forced the error from the Sheffield Steelers. Crandall to Reid, back of the net. But again, it's that puck pursuit in the neutral zone. Not giving Sheffield time on the puck in the neutral zone. Crandall gets it back, Reid finishes it off. But good job defensively. Dixon forced to play to the wall. And then if Sheffield don't get the puck deep, they lose it, coming back on a 2-on-0. I mean, you just can't give a 2-on-0 to guys like Crandall and Reid. Crandall's has some of the best hands in the league, being able to pass the puck, and Reid finishes those chances off. So, yeah, again, the Steelers losing the puck in the neutral zone.
The next thing that happened was a netminder change. Barry Brust in for Stevanovic. Was there any choice? I mean, Stevanovic not really been at fault for any goals, but was Aaron Fox left with no other choice?
Well, sometimes you change the goalie just to kind of get a reaction from your bench, from the guys, and so it certainly isn't Stojanovic's fault that the team isn't doing well at the moment. But I think it's a good move from Aaron Fox. You know, change the goalie, get someone different in there, and get a reaction from your bench.
But it didn't work, did it? I mean, Cardiff just kept on coming, and then Josh Waller, another British player on the score sheet.
Yeah, but for me, it's still the right thing to do at that time. Especially, you don't want your goalie, Stojanovic, to get beat up too bad. I mean, so you know Brust can do a job for you, so you put Brust in. I think it's the right decision from Aaron Fox to do that. But you're right, Waller comes out and scores. He's having a great season, by the way. Scores a nice goal. But, I mean, you always can second-guess the coach. But for me, that was the right decision to change Stojanovic at that time and bring Brust in. Not that Stojanovic is the fault, but I just think it's a smart move from the coach.
And as we'll see from this 5th goal, just confidence is buzzing all over the ice for Cardiff at the moment.
Yeah, and again, you know, Cardiff just things are working for you know, when things are going well, you have your confidence, and again, it's just a backhand pass in your defensive zone, not taking a look behind you to see who's coming. It's in the back of the net, and this is where Sheffield have let themselves down. They just at times have made some poor decisions in their defensive zone, and also Cardiff have gone to the puck a lot more first. And when you get to the puck first, you know, you either draw penalties or you're able to make good plays. And I think that's been another thing. I think Cardiff have outworked Sheffield a little bit when it comes to those one-on-one battles.
It's game over, isn't it?
Well, you never say it's over. I mean, anything could happen. And I mean, as a coach, you always believe that you can come back in a game. And as a player, you always believe that you can do it. And I think the Steelers are going to have that attitude that let's go out and, you know, that's a nice finish, by the way, up and over Brust's shoulder, as we can see on the replay. A great finish from Waller. But, you know, you always believe you can come back, and you can score 5 goals in a game. And I think as a coach, I think remember maybe coming back 5 down, but I think we came back 4 down once. Five is a lot, but you got to break it up into sections. I think when we were 4 down that one time, we said let's get one every 5 minutes, see if we can get the game into overtime. But 5 is a little. You're right, 5 is difficult, but anything can happen. A couple of quick goals early in the period, and things can change pretty quick.
Well, there's another game going on. It looks like Cardiff are going through to the final, but who could be meeting them? Or the Steelers, of course. Belfast against Nottingham must be well into the third period. Caitlin can tell us the latest.
Thanks, guys. An update on the Belfast-Nottingham game. As Chris just said, the third period is currently underway and Belfast are still up 2-1. Just as a reminder, Belfast's 2 goals were scored by David Goodwin. Scott Conway currently has 2 assists. And the Nottingham goal was a power play goal from Jeremy Welsh. So, as it stands right now, it's looking that Belfast will be set to host the Challenge Cup final. But there is still time left in the game. It's a close game, and as if we know anything about the Elite League, it's that things can change in a second. I think there's about 6 or 7 minutes left in that game, so we will soon see what happens. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Caitlin. It strikes me, Paul, that you've been involved or coached, played for 3 of the 4 organisations involved in the semi-finals tonight, Belfast, Sheffield and Nottingham. Belfast still leading that on. They're going into the stretch at a 2-1 game. I mean, what's the atmosphere going to be like? I mean, you're not watching the game, but in a 1-goal game, in such an important game, as a coach, how do you chase that deficit?
In a 1-goal game, I think you got to stick to the game plan. I mean, still, obviously, if it's only a 1-goal game, you might wait till later in the period to maybe do something a little bit more extravagant in terms of offensively, you know, maybe get players more involved. But in a 1-goal game, I don't think you need to press the panic button. You're on the road, you're 1 goal down. I think Nottingham are in a pretty good position going into the third period, only 1 goal down. Obviously, Belfast, that big line we always talk about, scored 2 big goals in the game, so they're always dangerous. But so that's why you got to be careful against Belfast. You open up too much. If the Panthers open up too soon, they could get punished. But I like the fact that they're still in the game, only 1 goal down, and that, you know, that anything can still happen in that game.
Thanks, Paul. Paul will join Seth Bennett for third period commentary. This one looks done and dusted, but you just never know in ice hockey. If Sheffield get one early, it could be game on. The third period comes up after the break.
Well, it's not been the Premier Sports Challenge Cup semi-final that we anticipated, but it has been an awesome performance from the Cardiff Devils through 40 minutes, and they're leading in pretty much every single stat out there. Crucially, those 5 goals to nil, out shooting Sheffield 19-13 as well. And the Steelers have got to try and find something to get back into this game, not just for tonight, but also to move on to what they've got to face at the weekend as well. It's been an awesome performance. The way Cardiff have attacked this has been absolutely outstanding, and they deserve to be where they are right now. Clinical, strong, and really, really calm in how they've played. Is it just more of the same, Paul, for this final period?
Well, I think they just got to keep playing the same way and not change a thing. If you're the Cardiff Devils, I think if you're the Steelers, you're going to have to look at doing things a little bit differently. They got to try to create more scoring opportunities. They weren't able to get many shots through to the net that second period. They really struggled, and right now the Devils have held the Sheffield Steelers to only 13 shots. That's, you know, what, 6 shots a period. So, I mean, that's an area where Sheffield need more shots to create goals. I mean, you have to average more than 6 shots a period if you want to score goals at this level. And first of all, I guess that's the main thing. Get some shots through, get to the net, see what happens.
Well, it has been a dream road performance from the Devils. They've added the offense as well. If Sheffield wants something, they need an early goal in this one. For the Devils, they can chip it out for 19.5 minutes and they'll just be happy. They know that they could be heading back to South Wales in about 30 minutes or so with a place in the Challenge Cup final. Fans on the shot will be cleared away. Steelers, though, will get the turnover in the zone. Phillips couldn't make the pass. He'll get another chance now. Phillips looking for his options. Drives deep in the zone. One-handed pass to Eberle. Register physical. Stick's getting up. Eberle wins it. Register didn't like it. Here it comes to Armstrong. Register gets a stick in there again. He's been outstanding with that. Richardson finds Register. Steelers midline change. Register will just find the open end and send that one out. Saxrud Danielson is back out there. He'll chase that one back.
I think Register and Richardson wanted to get off the ice. It's been a long shift for them, but the linesman's having none of it. He sent them back out there. So, I mean, if you're the Devil, if you're Sheffield, should line up straight away. You know the opposition's been out there on the ice a long time. And you can see Cardiff are delaying as much as they can before going to the face-off dot, just to get, you know.
It's the game within the game right there. Chance out in front, poked just wide by Whistle. Sheffield need to find a way of getting better puck possession as well. It's a hard snap pass taken by Jones well, put in on net looking for a tip. Nothing brewing. Richardson will clear away. It's another icing call. And the Devils will remain out there. 1:54 in.
Right side.
And Aaron Fox changes straight away. I mean, obviously it's a good change. This line has been out for Cardiff now for probably 2 minutes. Well, not 2 minutes yet, but getting pretty close to it. And the Steelers make another change. I think this is the third line to go out against this unit of Cardiff.
Face-off key here. Really great job by Davies. Now it will be taken away and the space to work in. No! Devils say forget that. Line change, please. They finally do get off the ice and a chance to have a breath. Steelers come back with Littell. Trying to find a passing lane. Now he has one. Snapshot not tipped. Goes wide. Littell again. Oh, that's a sneaky pass to Dowd. Couldn't handle and Lewis will bring away. We're going to see a lot of this from Cardiff, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely, Seth. I mean, you get to the blue line, you don't have to play. You're just going to get it deep to the corners. What you want to do is force the opposition to have to come all the way down the ice to create another scoring opportunity. And it wears the opposition down also. Every time they have to go up and down the ice, it takes their legs away a little bit.
Into the zone they come. Dixon twisting and turning, but can't get anywhere. Nolte will jump in deep.
No, step! Hey, he stepped him up.
Steelers with a turnover. Todd. Tipped out in front. Oh, it doesn't go all the way through. Register can play it. And Cardiff will bring it away. Sitting comfortably here. They know they're almost there. That's a huge hit. Easily could have been a penalty. Nothing given. Steelers are in. Traversa with the pass and then drives hard to the net. A small conversation at the net, nothing more.
Well, Crandall was yelling at the referee all the way down the ice. He wasn't happy about that hit from Ellerby. And he certainly let the referee know about it. And there's that shot comes into Caruth, hangs on to it. He's not going to give up any rebounds this period. Every chance he gets, he'll slow the play down, hang on to the puck. He's not going to be in a rush to move it. And again, we talk about him holding the puck allows his coach to make a decision on the line change.
Saxrud Danielson barrels his man over. Jones will chase back, and this kind of slow play will suit. Just looking at Sheffield again, they've made another change here with Mosey. He's a bit of a nomad right now. He's D, he's forward, he's D, he's back forward again.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do to switch like that during a game. One switch, but when you get to that second time going back up from defense, Aaron Fox probably doesn't have a choice right now. With the way some of the players are playing, he's probably just trying to go. He's going with the guys who he thinks might, get them a goal, might make something happen. And obviously Mosey is one of those players he feels that could get something going for them offensively.
Hodgman plays it quick. Whistle looking for the one-timer. Hopped his stick. Devils will just ladle it down the ice again.
Well, they got nothing to lose. I mean, I think that's already 5 or 6 icings for the Devils, and if they don't have an option, puck goes down for an icing. They got some, you know, they're good on face-offs, so they're not afraid to have to take face-offs in their defensive zone.
Absolutely right. They don't fear that right now. Another good face-off win for the Devils. Maybe we need a new stat in the column, Paul. Icings. Final period icings.
No touch!
Sent round. It's in the feet. Devils will play away again. Whistle was there, but Cox can send it down.
Upper arm.
Pushed into the offensive zone.
No!
Chasing back there, McNulty. Here's Lewis to it first.
Offside! Offside! Hey, nice, nice!
Here's Dowd. Devils can outlet again here. Big deflection. Ellaby reaches out, brings it in. Now Dowd, it opens up for him down the middle. Dowd with a shot. Good save. And I tell you what, for Matt Carruth, when you've not done much throughout a game, you know, one against the grain like that, it's always tough.
Well, it's even tougher also when it's a backhand shot like that coming back against the grain. Goalies sometimes have a little bit of difficulty picking up that backhand shot.
No!
Here's Mosey with the turnover in the zone, looking for the pass. Just outside the zone. Devils have just been so strong defensively. They've been brilliant, really, with their defensive structure. So that's going to go all the way down. Another icing call here.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great play from Lewis on that one, and taking that pass that was coming across to the middle of the ice, knocked it down, and although it goes down for an icing, it was still a great play from Lewis to take away a real good scoring chance away from the Sheffield Steelers as they had that middle drive going, and the man was wide open going to the net.
No icing this time round. Steelers will go back. The Devils are eyeing another spot in the final. They've been so very, very good in this competition. It really was their rebirth in this arena in 2015 when they got that trophy under their belt with a really good tight victory under the guidance of Andrew Lord. And that really sparked the Devils to go into beast mode, and they started picking up trophies for fun.
No!
There is Whistle. Lewis stands him up. Nice pass though. Picks out Littell. Littell with the move, misses the net. Steelers with a couple of opportunities on this shift, but it feels so forlorn for them right now. They're working, and they're working pretty hard, but the Devils have they've got more than they need. There's a chance going to the net again, and that's just across the crease. 12 minutes just over remaining, and the Devils have barely had the puck over halfway without dumping down. They're just quite happy to take time off the clock. Todd, still Todd, looking for more, comes out to Dowd, chance for a snapshot, no, can't take it, penalty coming. Steelers going on the power play here, they try and force it. Net's empty to the left-hand side. Saxton Danielson. Steelers say they didn't have control of it. I think it's a fair call from the refs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 50-50 one, isn't it? How long does he have the puck on his stick? I thought maybe he was going to let that go, to be honest with you. It was very close, though. It was a good shift from the Steelers, really created some good scoring opportunities. They were really moving out there. I like the way Todd activated off the ice. We've seen him move up the ice a lot here in the third period, and he's been very good at it. Some great stick handling, and seems to find those lanes to get through the blue line and make something happen.
But Paul, we're nearly 50 minutes into this game, and this is the first time we've really spoken about Dane Todd skating.
Well, yeah, I mean, he hasn't been overly active in this game till the third period, and obviously, you know, probably part of the game plan was for the Steelers defense to sit back and not be too active, not to give Cardiff too many chances going the other way. Right now, they certainly need him to move up. He's very good going, you know, heading up the ice and creating offense for his team, and we just saw that in the last couple of shifts.
So the Steelers power play, their second of the night. 0 for 1. Hodgman. Here is Todd at the top. Shifty. Gets into the top of the circle. Hodgman looking for a tip. It's turned over though and will be cleared down the ice. Trevor Cox doing a nice job there. Here comes Mosey. Trying to find the space. Cardiff super aggressive. Batch will send this one all the way down. That's good from him. Nice forechecking there from McNally. Steelers will try and bring it back the other way. Now they gain it. Here's Whistle. Dowd on this near side. His snapshot doesn't make it all the way there. Whistle wins the battle. Still looking for more. Polak, oh, what a disguised pass that was. Really nice idea. Polak with a chance. It bounces up in the air. They're going to finish it. No. Cleared away. Not quite off the line, but not far off.
Yeah, the Steelers just not getting the bounce there. We've seen that a few times in this game. The puck just really hasn't rolled their way. But again, the Devils, if you can see that early pressure when the Steelers come across the blue line. Always 3 men pressuring straight away. They've made it tough on the Steelers to get possession.
Polak looking for a tip. Just wide from Whistle. Showed well. Broken stick on the ice as well as Cardiff go back to full strength. Still the Devils lead by 5. Steelers just want 1. Comes back again, too high. The pressure is on right now. But the Devils have a relief valve, and that release valve comes with the scoreboard. They'll just chip this one all the way down. Icing will be called. We'll get another break in play. Steelers are trailing the Devils by 5 goals to nothing.
Hey, Liam! Hey, hold on! Liam!
It's great that we can hear it though, and it's a big important part of the game. And if they do get it wrong, of course, it goes back to centre ice. Devils have got a 2-on-1 breaking here. Can they finish it off? Nearly turned in by Jones to his own net. Brust, who must be cold, stayed on well there. Here's Jones at the other end. Register strong again. Under 8.5 to go here. This game is just disappearing in a hurry. And the Devils are skating to what's going to be a really comfortable and quite incredible victory. We will bring you the full-time score in the other game, the other semi-final, on the way. Caitlin's had an eye on that for us throughout the evening, as here's an opportunity for the Devils. Just trying to create something. Shot will come. Taken away by the Steelers.
Hey, Ed, behind you.
All the way down. Icing call, and that can give us a chance to go back down ringside. Caitlin you've got a full time for us.
Yes, the Belfast game has finished now, and it is a Belfast Giants 2-1 win over the Nottingham Panthers. So it will be the Belfast Giants who are hosting the Challenge Cup final, and it's looking like they might be facing the Cardiff Devils. We have 7 minutes left. Let's see what happens. Back to you guys.
I think that's a pretty safe bet. I think even Paul would put his money there.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, Sheffield are going to struggle to get 5 goals here in 7.5 minutes. But one thing I'll tell you about that Cardiff-Belfast, you know, if things play out the way we expect them to, that final, I mean, when I was coaching Belfast, I didn't realize how much of a rivalry it was, Cardiff and Belfast. It's like the Nottingham-Sheffield rivalry. It's that big. So to match those two teams up in the Challenge Cup final, that is going to be an incredible final, Seth.
Well, it will be a repeat of the 2018 final, which Belfast won by 6 goals to 3. That, of course, was in Cardiff. And if all of our maths is right, then it's going to be in Belfast this time round.
Well, I think they were the top seed going into the semi-final. So with the win against Nottingham, they obviously will be the host team.
7 minutes to go. Strong forechecking. Littell with it. Always entertaining to watch. Such a great skater. I know there's lots of young kids that will be watching this. Some of them on half-term, some of them maybe on hockey schools around the country and around the elite league teams. And if you want to watch somebody to skate, well, you could do much worse than watch how Littell moves around the ice. Here's Phillips, another great skater. Put in towards goal, and that's held on to.
Well, you're talking about the great skaters of the Sheffield Steelers. The problem for them is they haven't been able to skate that much, and that's because the Devils have done a good job with the gap on the ice, not giving the Steelers much time on the puck. They've been excellent in the neutral zone. In the defensive zone, they've done a great job closing the gap quickly and getting the stick down, stick on stick, body on body. They've done the basics well in their defensive zone.
And their discipline has been excellent to that. You know, discipline isn't just about not taking penalties or not getting yourself in trouble with the referees. It's about what you're willing to do, the job you do, the job you don't do, the job you leave to your mate to do. And they've done that brilliantly. Tipped in by Phillips. Traverser is there. How hard is it to coach these kinds of games as the rebound swept out? Whistle was sniping there, but the puck never reached his stick.
Another icing, Seth. But again, you see the shot comes from the point. All 5 Devils collapse down to the net. I mean, there's 5 guys, maybe 1 Steeler, so it's tough to get that rebound. And you can see Aaron Fox is still looking at the clock. He hasn't given up. I think the Steelers have had a much better third period. They've created more opportunities. I mean, the Devils have sat back and have basically, when they've gotten over the red line, if they don't see a good chance of just getting the pucks deep, which is smart tactics from them. But it has been a tough one for the Steelers to get going offensively.
Held in at the blue line. Work deep in the zone. Steelers looking to see what they can create. It's off the angle, brought down by Hodgman. And the Steelers will be kicking themselves right now for the goals that came. There's a penalty coming. Well, I think it's an interference call.
I thought it looked like an interference call down in the corner, and the Steelers were just trying to run a bit of a cycle, but obviously skating into the opposition's lane, you got to avoid the contact. If you make the contact, it's interference, and that's what happens on that play. So a power play here for the Devils. I mean, if you're the Devils, you'd be smart. Just keep the puck to the outside. You don't really have to try to score. Just keep puck possession. We'll see how they play this one.
By the end of this power play, should it go the full 2 minutes, there'd be 3.5 minutes left in the game. You've seen out so much of it. Live ice hockey here on Premier Sports. The Devils are romping their way towards the Challenge Cup final. And they're enjoying every second of this, make no mistake about it. Long range shot, stick just wide in the end. Here's Reed. Looking for more. It's interesting they're playing Waller in the bumper position in the middle of the 1-3-1. He's in possession now. Just waiting for the option. That's a good stick away by Armstrong, but not quite far enough. The snapshot, good save for us. Does really well to take that away from Dixon.
Yeah, that's a great save. Nice pass from Register. Spots Dixon out of the corner of his eye and slides it back across. Dixon gets a decent shot away. Bruss makes a better save. But let's talk about Register. How good has he been in this game?
Oh,
he's been one of the Devils' best players.
Do you know, I've been watching this and it's been gnawing away at me. And he's reminded me of the kind of impact, if you think back a couple of years ago, that Hotham had on this team. Different kind of player a little bit, but just that imposing presence every time he's out there that he can create. He plays good defense, he's big and strong. I've been impressed.
Yeah, and you can see why he's won 3 championships in the East Coast Hockey League. I mean, he seems to play even better when the big games come about. And he's, you know, we talk about how good Reed is and how well he's played tonight, but Register for me has been, you know, one of the Devils' top players also.
Are you giving us a sneaky glimpse, Paul? Sneaky glimpse of your MVP?
Well, there's been a lot of great performances from the Devils, but Register certainly would be at the top of my list.
Another shot on the angle. That's a brave block by Phillips. Cleared away down the ice by the Steelers. And the Devils are in the situation we discussed. Under 3.5 to go. And they still lead by 5 goals to nothing. An absolutely complete performance here by Cardiff. With Belfast awaiting. Here's Phillips. Steelers would like to get one, there's no doubt about that. Sacks through Danielson. Everyone's behind the net for a moment. Jones. Hard pass, handles it well. Tipped on the way in. Oh, there's a stick that got up in the face there. In the end, it's held on to.
Again, the Steelers just not able to get real good quality opportunities.
Quick conversation between Cardiff and the officials. More live hockey coming up here on Premier Sports. On the 27th is Glasgow against Cardiff. Should be another cracker. Will there be a cup hangover for the Devils, or will the Clan, who seem to be getting better and better as this season's gone on, will they be able to respond and show what they're all about? I know you're looking forward to it. I know Murph's looking forward to it as well. Armstrong tries to pull the trigger. It's a heavy shot. There's a man down out in front. Another shot comes in again. Oh, well, talk about hitting a man while he's down. McNulty. Steelers come in on the angle. Shot whizzes high and wide, and that just about sums up the Steelers' night. Free opportunity to walk in, and the shot misses by a mile. Into the final 2 minutes here. Sheffield keep pushing.
Well, I like the fact that the Steelers are still pressing here, still trying to get a goal. They haven't quit in this period. And overall, it's good for their confidence also to try to get a goal, you know, for the next game, like you mentioned earlier in the third period. It's an important period for them. Maybe they won't win the game. Obviously, they're not going to win the game now, but at least, you know, they'll be in a position to play, get a good start to their next game.
The noise you can hear is from those Devils fans. They're on their feet, they're banging their drums, they're stamping their feet. Making quite a noise in this building, and quite rightly so. Their team have entertained them throughout this. They're loving every second. And it's a wonderful sight, isn't it?
It is, and you know, what a back check from Waller, though. His team's down ahead 5-0. comes all the way back, helps Batch out, makes a great defensive play to get the puck out of his end of the ice. Great to see him playing at both ends.
Sheffield stretching again. Phillips. Let's out. Being held up there on the stick. Nothing called. Now he comes away again. Register with him all the way. Back to the top, another shot goes in. Lewis brave to glove that out. The air, and the Devils are on countdown mode right now. They'll send us in. Into the final few. Devils delighted Sheffield. The Steelers beaten by 5 of the best as Cardiff are heading to the Premier Sports Challenge Cup final. A dominant display, clinical, disciplined, and simply outstanding. They're very happy. Players and fans alike know they've got another shot at silverware, and it's been a long time in coming.
Yeah, it has been, but again, it's a great matchup for the final. Cardiff Belfast, and that will be an exciting final. There's no doubt about that. But you're absolutely right. The execution of the Cardiff Devils was, if you scored it out of a 10, it was 10 in this game. I mean, they executed so well as a team, and everybody just bought into what they were trying to do. Defensively, they were sound in their defensive zone. I mean, Sheffield really struggled to get good scoring opportunities. They had some shots through, but not a lot of quality shots through. Cardiff clogged up the neutral zone, made it so tough for Sheffield to get through the neutral zone. And, it was just a good all-around performance from the Cardiff Devils on the defensive side. And when they had their chances offensively, they were sharp, took advantage of those odd man rushes, and put some pucks away. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Seth. It was a very, very top-notch performance by the Cardiff Devils in this one.
How much credit has to go to Jared Scaldi for his game plan and how he attacked this one?
Well, you're talking about a guy who's loads of experience as a player, loads of experience as a coach, and obviously he plays a big part in it. And your coach is your leader, and obviously, I always talk about it's about preparation for a coach, and obviously he had his team very well prepared for this game. And I mean, let's not knock Aaron Fox, because Sheffield Steelers are still in first place right now in the Elite League, and you have games where things just don't work for you, and I don't think things were working for the Steelers in this one. They got down at home. They just couldn't seem to make things happen. There's Reed with the first star, a great performance from him. I mean, he put a couple of nice goals away there, but overall he's a very good player at both ends of the ice. And but I wouldn't be too critical of Aaron Fox. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work for you, and it was one of those games for the Steelers. It just didn't happen. It just didn't click for them.
Well, I'm sure the Steelers fans will say, well, who wants a cup anyway when you can look at the league table, you see you're top of it, and that's what you want to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big trophy, and of course Sheffield would have loved to make that final. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, we could dress it up a little bit, Seth, but they would have loved to be in the final. But you're right on one thing, is that one game they don't have to play in a big final. They might be a little bit more rested for another game where they win a close one, because they have the legs to win that Elite League game and put themselves in a better position to win the Elite League title. So there could be a slight advantage of not having to play that final.
Particularly when two of your rivals for that title will maybe be gearing up for that and feeling that.
Exactly. It'll be an intense game. You never know, pick up an injury or two, and that could help the Steelers, but we'll see what happens in the end.
Paul, thank you for the moment. Right, a great day for the Devils in Sheffield. They're through to the Challenge Cup final. Let's go downstairs and let's hear from one of the stars of the Devils' performance. Matt Register is with Caitlin.
Matt, emphatic win tonight. Your reaction to that game?
Yeah, we're very pleased. Obviously, coming in this building, it's hard to win. We came out ready to go. We were doing all the little things, and it was a collective team effort tonight.
You seem to have all of the momentum that game, especially in the first two periods. What went right for you out there?
I mean, we talked about it before the game. We just want to be simple, support each other, chip pucks in and out, and skate, move our feet. That's all it took tonight. We were moving our feet, we were putting pucks on goal, and we were successful.
So So heading on to the Challenge Cup finals now, and you'll play Belfast. What do you make of them as a finals opponent?
Oh, it's going to be a fun battle for sure. I mean, going into Belfast too, it's a great rink as well, a great team, and it's my first experience at this, and I'm looking forward to getting a crack at them for a final here.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Great to hear from Matt Register. Really, really good performance from him. I think he was our MVP up here in the box, but the appetite is whetted. We'll have more reaction after the break.
So we now know the Challenge Cup final will be Belfast against the Cardiff Devils. Out of town, it was Belfast 2, Nottingham Panthers 1, and here it was Sheffield Steelers 0, Cardiff Devils 5. Got lots of reaction to come. Let's start with the Sheffield Steelers head coach, Aaron Fox, live with Caitlin.
Aaron, obviously not the way you wanted to end things. What was your reaction to that game?
Well, that's a disappointing one. This is one of the trophies you want to win. You set your sights on. We had the defending it from the 1920 season, and tonight we just weren't good enough. Individual mistakes at our blue line cost us 3 of those goals. Turnovers in the neutral zone. It's just we basically made 5 individual mistakes tonight that all end up in the back of our net. Other than that, I think we gave up 20 shots tonight, but probably 8 or 10 of them were 2-on-0, 2-on-1. So we didn't leave Rock very much help back there. We'll put this one behind us. I don't want this to be a game that is the start of something that sends us the wrong way. So we'll try to close the door on this one pretty quickly here. I think, I went after the second period and we were embarrassed, with the way that first 40 minutes went. We had some pushback in the third. There's really no silver lining there. Tonight wasn't good enough. We still have 2 months of pretty important hockey here. We put ourselves in a pretty good spot these last 6 months, and again, going to be some bummed out people tonight, that's for sure, in the room. I hate to lose, so pretty disappointed.
Is it just a case of kind of regrouping now from this and focusing on league standings?
Well, that's the only option we have right now. Obviously, Belfast is right on our tail here. Cardiff isn't far behind. So, I think there's 18, 19 games left in the regular season. If we play like this, it's going to be a long 18 or 19 games. So we're definitely going to have to sort it out here this week and get ready for a huge weekend. You know what I mean? That's the interesting part of the Challenge Cup is it's a mid-season tournament, and you don't want to sit and feel sorry for ourselves right now after this result tonight. I think it's really important that we again focus on what we've been good at the first 6 months. That's put us in this position, and close the door on this one and move on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Paulie, he's right there, isn't he, about bouncing back. And we're going to touch on Cardiff shortly, but with Sheffield, they've got a league title race, so they can't sit around feeling sorry for themselves, can they?
No, they can't. I mean, they just, like you said, they got to forget about it quickly and move on. They're in the race for the title, the league title, so that will be their focus now. They won't have to think about the Challenge Cup anymore. That could help them really to refocus and get the confidence back that they need moving forward. And Aaron Fox is a good coach. He knows. He'll look at that game and think, okay, here's the areas we got to work on. We got to be better here. Got to be better there. And he'll turn things around very quickly. He's proven that he's a quality coach, and he's done a great job here in Sheffield. And don't be surprised they come back with a few wins.
Well, let's look at the goals now, Paul. And Brodie Reid opened the scoring here this evening.
Yeah, I mean, Brodie Reid, if anyone was going to score a goal, it would be him. He's got great hands. But again, Sheffield don't do a good job. Backhand pass on their defensive blue line. Don't get it out. Reid makes a nice move, fakes the defenseman out, freezes him. Then he goes backhand, forehand right there. I mean, right here, this is where bad pass there. Reid picks it up. Nice little move. Goes to his backhand, brings it back to his forehand, and a great finish from Reid. You just can't give Reid too many chances. I think that was his third good chance of the first period, and eventually he's going to score if you keep giving him opportunities like that.
And then the second goal for Josh Batch, and I think Seth mentioned in commentary, he's really becoming a complete player, and he's vital for the Cardiff Devils at the moment.
He is. I mean, he logs a lot of ice time more so than he has in the past, and Gerald Scaldi certainly has a lot of confidence in him. He just activates up the ice and waits, comes in at the right time and gets a good shot away. That's a good hard wrist shot. picks the corner. And again, it's been 2 guys on the puck carrier, 3 guys on the puck carrier, and then all of a sudden Batch is wide open on the other side. So again, you know, Aaron Fox was right. His team at times, they really seemed all that, I wouldn't say weren't focused, but they made some errors with their coverage.
We talked about the turning point, I think, in the second intermission. I mean, how crucial did it turn out to be? We're about to see the point that it happened. I mean, at a 2-1 game, Sheffield, that was their chance if this goal had got in, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously at 2-1, if it goes in, it's 2-2. But Sheffield had a couple of little chances, but not many. And you're right, so you got to take advantage of those chances. Straight away, Devils right back the other way, and it's a beautiful finish there. You know, but 4 guys, you can see that one guy comes down low. They got 4 low, so it creates a quick 2-on-1 the other way. And the man's wide open on the other side. It's a nice little backhand move from Cox up into the top corner. So, I mean, you know, the Steelers just get caught with that 4th man too low on the play. And like I said, if they scored 2-2, they took a chance. It didn't work. Missed the net with the shot. Puck comes out quickly. Back the other way. Goal for the Devils, 3-1 lead.
Now, we also talked about Brodie Reid before, and you mentioned him, I say, in the pre-game section. Is there signs, you know, we know he can score goals. You look at him in top of the goal-scoring charts, but the signs, and this is good for Cardiff, that he's a big game player. You can do it, you know, every other night against maybe teams not at the top of the table, but there were signs tonight that he's going to be crucial for them going, you know, closer down to the stretch of the season.
Well, he's a natural goal scorer, and every team needs one guy that you can depend on to finish off plays. Crandall looks away, then he makes a quick pass to Reid. Goalie's got no chance if the puck's coming across to Reid in a situation where he's half the net to shoot at. And Crandall, nice little fake, pass across, Reid finishes it off. But again, Devils lose the puck in the neutral zone. This was a story a bit of this game. Their puck management in neutral zone at their blue line wasn't great, and Reid finishes that off. A nice finish there. And yeah, I mean, you know, the Devils took advantage of the errors of the Steelers and buried their chances.
Now, GB have got a World Championship around the corner in May. Josh Waller, who's not been part of the team so far, he's really putting himself, you know, in the frame for a name on that plane, isn't he?
He is. I mean, and one thing that he has is the skating to play at the international level, and he can fly out there in the ice. But not only that, he's getting really good defensively. Like, you see the improvement. Jared Scaldy's doing great work with him. I mean, he has developed, you know, and that's good hands too, to get that shot in tight to your feet and then get it up over the goalie's shoulder. That's a great finish. And you know, this is where really also you see the battles won. They're getting to pucks first. That's a big key in the game, where I thought Devils just got to the pucks first. That's a bad pass again. Steelers make another error, backhand pass, not really looking over your shoulder. That's one thing you should always do as defenseman before you get that puck. You should look over your shoulder through the middle of the ice to see who's coming. And on this play, you can see that the mistake is made. The pressure's there, and the defenseman doesn't realize it, throws a bad pass, and the Devils take advantage of another error by the Steelers. So it was a game of mistakes, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely, and Cardiff just took advantage, didn't they? Well, plenty of reaction to come. We'll still hear from the Cardiff Devils head coach, Jared Scaldy. That coming up right after this break. Welcome back to the Sheffield Arena, where it's finished Sheffield Steelers 0, the Cardiff Devils 5, and we now know it's going to be Belfast against Cardiff in the Challenge Cup final, because they've beaten the Nottingham Panthers tonight by 2-1. As you can see, I'm joined by probably the happiest man in Sheffield right now, Jared Scaldy. Jared, I think it was Caitlin asked you a question in one of the periods. It was a great question about defence. All the forwards will get the sort of, you know, the praise tonight, but how much defensively do you take from that performance as well?
Well, it starts with our goaltending, and Mac was solid. He made some big saves again tonight, and, you know, he deserved that shutout. I thought our defense played a great job. They like to rim a lot of pucks, like to use east-west behind the net. I thought our defense did a good job of cutting it off and stalling their offense, and which allowed us to play quicker, faster, and get out of our zone and get on the offense. So, yeah, defensively, the forwards are committed. I mean, it was a group effort, committed defensively to, you know, make sure we take away their time and space. That's a very skilled hockey team over there that can generate offense, and I thought we did a great job of negating any chances against.
You know, looking at before the game, we were talking about the neutral zone because we felt with Sheffield's transition and quickness that it was really important for you guys to be able to clog up the neutral zone. And that's an area where you excelled in this game. Was that part of the game plan? Did you really talk about that to your team?
Yeah, we talked about their speed coming through the neutral zone, and they want to quick up. They're similar with us. We want to play fast. They're a team that wants to play extremely fast, and I thought our F1 did a good job of steering and directing traffic into our F2 and having our D step up and take away any time and space. I thought we did a good job at touching pucks tonight, getting sticks on pucks, and was transitioned into some offense for us, and I believe a goal for us. So I thought the neutral zone, really, we controlled it. I thought we really gave them nothing through there, tried to negate that speed, and it played to our advantage.
How much did Brodie Reid play a part? We're going to see his goals in a moment. He leads the league in goals in the Elite League, now in the Challenge Cup. I think he's got 8. He's a massive player for you, isn't he?
Yeah, he sure is. I mean, you know, Brodie can score in bunches, and he scored some big goals for us already this year, and a huge one to get us on the board tonight. So, you know, we talked about the neutral zone here. I thought we did a good job here. Great stick on puck, and the poise and the patience, and he's just got that touch to finish. And, you know, we've seen this so much. He can score different ways. I know a lot of his goals have come off the one-timer on the power play, but you just look at his hockey sense and anticipation on that play there, and again, the poise to put it past their goaltender. You know, I can't say enough about his performance tonight, and for the entire season, whether it's Challenge Cup, League play, even Champions League, he's been just a big-time player for us.
And this second one as well, which you're about to see in a moment. You know, you just kept going in waves at Sheffield, didn't you?
Yeah, I just felt that, again, we wanted to put a lot of pressure on him. We wanted to take away time and space. Again, Paul talked about neutral zone right there. That was a great job. And again, great finish there by Reeder again. But again, Cranny does a great job with his stick and then the poise. I think everyone on our bench knew that this was going to be a pass over to Reeder. That's his favorite target. So, you know, again, I just thought we did a great job putting a lot of pressure on him, taking away, again, that time and space, and then creating some turnovers. And, you know, when you give us that time and space, we're going to finish it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great line. They all complement each other really well. But for me, Reid was excellent. But for my man of the match was Register. I thought he was unbelievable in this game. I mean, he just controlled that defensive zone, and he's great moving the puck out, but he's great coming up the ice. I mean, his performance was exceptional for me.
I agree, Paul. His defensive awareness tonight was fantastic. He has such a long stick, and his hockey sense really came through. He played a lot more physical tonight than he has in the past, and I thought that just, again, played to his advantage. And you know, we can break out clean with him by one pass. He's just got such good vision out there, and when he's making those plays and our forwards are getting available, we can be a fast team. And I agree. I thought Reg was a big difference maker for us tonight.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations. We'll see you in the final in Belfast.
All right.
Fully deserved win tonight, and enjoy your evening, and congratulations again. So that's it. Jared Scoldy, head coach of the Cardiff Devils, and of course his team have won by 5-0. And we'll have a look now at the out-of-town scoreboard and the brackets, and of course what happened here tonight. Belfast Giants winning against the Nottingham Panthers by 2-1, and of course, as we saw here, Sheffield Steelers 0, Cardiff Devils 5. Poor, that's some final. Belfast against Cardiff.
Yeah, it's a great final, Chris, and I said it before. I didn't realize how big of a rivalry that was till I coached the Belfast Giants, and we played that first game against Cardiff, and I was like, whoa, this is like Sheffield Nottingham, and that's how big of a rivalry it is. So it's going to be a great final.
How do you coach in a final? You've coached in big games. You led the Nottingham Panthers to a Challenge Cup final. You won the league title in Belfast. How do you approach? Is it like a normal game, or is it something very different?
Well, it's hard for it to be a normal game because there's so much on the line, and everyone starts coming around talking to you about it. Everybody gets into it. So you have to find the right way to do the right things before these big finals. What I mean is get your rest and try to avoid too much of always talking about the final that's coming up. And I find there's little things you can do to give yourself a better chance. Keep your focus on the game and don't let too many things from the outside interfere with your preparation, because preparation at the end of the day is the key to winning these big games.
Well, let's look ahead to what we've got next live on Premier Sports. It's going to be Cardiff again, Glasgow against Cardiff. On Sunday, it's going to be a 4 o'clock face-off. We're on the air at 3:30. Aaron Murphy will be back as well. Interesting for Cardiff, because they've got to kind of not let the emotion from this game get to them, and they've got to get back to league title play, because although they're a bit behind in the title race, they've still got a chance.
Yeah, they still do, and who knows what's going to happen. I mean, there's tough games ahead. Dave Sims was saying before, Sheffield got to play Belfast 5 times before the end of the season, so Cardiff are looking at that. They think, well, we might be able to pick up some points during those games, and so Cardiff are far from out of the Elite League title.
And just quickly, what about Sheffield? We touched on them. They've got to bounce back quickly. They're favourites for the Elite League title, but they can't let this emotion get to them from what's happened tonight.
No, they can't. They got to just water under the bridge and move on. I mean, they got an Elite League title to play for. So yeah, they'll be not very happy. They'll be down a little bit tonight, but you wake up the next day, you got to forget about it and push on for the Elite League title.
Thanks very much for joining us, Paul Adey. Paul Adey, the former Panthers player, the former Panthers coach, former Belfast coach, and former Steelers player as well. He's done it all, and he'll know what a Challenge Cup final is all about. It's going to be a thrilling game. The Devils dance their way into the final against the sorry Sheffield Steelers, and a battle with the Belfast Giants awaits next month.